For your mess you made. There's some red stuff in there too. I think that's from the last one. I don't believe you walked on the moon or you flew to Mars. The firmament is permanent, it don't move at all. I can prove it all. Squeezes loaded, I shoot them off. No way you can dodge. Just ignore me, you cool as frost. When you stand before that white throne, you'll see who's in charge. Repent. You on the highway to hell and that will cause. I write these little raps and post them, but I got newer songs. I ain't drop them, but I promise they my truest bars. Seven trumpets gon' mean a coup de grace. I'm a group, so if I do it, I'ma do it large. Wherewithal Charlemagne cleanse his way. I'm doing what the scriptures say. Incline no ears to the laws and never disobey. Last time we got shipped away. Christ coming any day and he ain't gonna play. Shalom, Grand Rising. Happy Prep Day. Happy Prep Day. To those that are preparing themselves for the holy rest of the saints. Not only that, preparing for the kingdom to come, the eternal rest. Let's total tissue. We're going to read the rest of Naphtali. We're going to go inside the We're only thugs. We're not royal blood. We're local Jews. They won't tell us what they know is us. They try to drug us up, but we sobered up, ain't no controlling us. Sober minds, they had us blindfold. Eyes closed, now we got open eyes. I just want my folk to rise. I pray that the fam listen. Wake up the lost sheep. That's my ambition. Shalom, sis Yasmin Lee. Ain't my intentions. Yup, this is a song brought to us, by our brother Darak Gabar. End Times Ambitions. I really like this song. So I just wanted to open up the message with this song really quick. Our ambitions need to be in this word, okay? How shall we cleanse our way? Taking heed what these scriptures say. That's right. Me and Ish had a good little read last night. A wonderful read this rising. And so here we are to finish our reading of Naphtali. So I'm very, very grateful. Let me try to open up this one because I don't want that fan blowing my book. Just grateful, family, because hold on, leaving that up on my camera. Yes, family, just so truly grateful because yesterday the children and I went to our favorite little store to get some more clothes and stuff like that. Just get a few little things, and I found this pretty little skirt I want to share with you all. I got this pretty little skirt, $3.99, y'all. This pretty skirt. Let me show y'all. Isn't it cute? I ain't gonna fall. Don't worry, Jazz. I ain't gonna fall. Look, it's so cute. And then mind you, it comes with shorts so that you can't see through. So I love that. I got a pink pair and a green pair and this purple. My husband's favorite was the purple, so I wore the purple for him today. But I love these pants. They're so breezy. They're so perfect. I'm gonna try to go back again and try to get some more. Like I said, some dresses so I can try to sell some or send some to my sisters and everything. I love that song too. Shalom and happy prep day to you, Louis V. Baby. All praises. Welcome, family. So let us go into this wonderful prep day with a good spirit and let's break bread with one another. I'm going to go ahead and pray and then we're going to read the scriptures. All praise and glory and honor to the Most High in the name of His Son Yeshua. Thanking you for everything you've done, that you're doing, and that you're going to do. We thank you, Father, for taking the blindfolds off of our eyes. We thank you that we're no longer fleeing 7 ways, but our enemies are fleeing 7 ways. We thank you that you are putting all these curses upon our enemies. We thank you that we are learning to love each other and coming unto each other, restoring our households under the covenant, respecting your laws, teaching our children how to walk according to your laws, not talking to our children, having that black talk and saying that, oh, this is what you do. Just keep your hand on the wheel. No. When you told us to teach your child, when you sit in your house, when you walk on the way, when you rise, when you lay, you told us to talk of your laws, not to speak of the laws of the mischief ones. And we're thanking you for the spirit of the upright ones who are upright in heart, who just think on your nature, who move and live and dwell in your way, in your nature, Abba. For these aliens amongst us, these strange beings that look like they're us, but they're really not us. We thank you that you have called us to be set apart from them from the beginning. And because our people see what sin is done to us, it's our sin and our iniquity that's got us fleeing to you, Father. And so we thank you, Father. No, not our sin. It's the penalties of our iniquity and our sin, which has gotten us to realize the importance of what you say when you say and you mean what you say. I pray for my brothers and sisters, no matter where they may be, for those who are affected by the wicked deeds of the lawless ones in the land due to not being able to go to a grocery store or things like that. Father, we pray that you will bring forth provisions for those of your children, because we know in your word it says you have care for your elect. You have no bothers for strength for the bastards and the heathens and the lawless ones, and neither should we. So we thank you, Father, for this wonderful prep day. I see these weeks are flying quickly, praying that everyone will understand and consider that hour. We're going to have a wonderful, wonderful day in you, Abba, and we thank you and praise you. In the name of your son, we give you glory and honor. So be it. Amen. Family, Abba's got a wonderful Shabbat lesson coming up, man. I'm just seeing an overview of it, but I didn't even get into it yet. But it's going to be, I gave a little example of it. I think a video I did saying there is an hour. Speaking about the hour of Revelations 18, speaking for the destruction of Babylon, and also the hour in Matthew 24. He told us to be ready. And then also we have to consider looking at the precepts, which every time he told the disciples the hour of his hour. Remember at that time, he was like, if this cup could pass me, that when that hour comes, we're going to want another way out, but there's going to be no other way out. In other words, if we are not in the position to be dying to self now, crucifying flesh and overcoming, our own demons, the principalities of in our nation, in our household. It's like we got our own demons, we got our household generational demons, we got our nation curses, we got the principalities in the states that we're at, the powers of darkness that's above them. So there's a lot of things that we got to deal with right now. And if we don't deal with them things and find ourselves just giving in the towel and surrendering to them, we're going to be taken by them. So we have to understand there is an hour that's assumed to approach that is none like any other hour. All right. So here we're going to go to verse 7. These 2 dreams I told my father, and he said to me, these things must be fulfilled in their season, that the upright ones have endured many things. Then my father saith unto me, I believe the Most High, that Joseph liveth, for I see always that Ahiah numbered him with you. And he said, weeping, me, my son Joseph, thou livest, though I behold thee not, and thou seest not Jacob that begot thee. I'm going to tell you something. Those thous and these, they really mess up the grasping of our word. Oh, this thou and the thine and it's just annoying. Let me read that again so I can understand, because sometimes I'm reading all these thous and the thines and the thines, and I'd be like, what in the world? So Naphtali's telling his children he had 2 dreams. He told his father, and he said to me, these things must be fulfilled in their season. So there were dreams about, so what we were just reading, remember? This is talking about how we were in ships, and then we were separated. So he was saying that separation of the tribes and the captivity is going to happen in their season. When the Mashiach left, he told him, when he was teaching, before he left, he said, all these things must be fulfilled in your ears this day that I'm reading unto you. I'll come to set them free. In other words, he was like, something in the heavens has been released. You're still in Jerusalem. You're still, under the Roman Empire. Probably be a couple months or whatever until y'all get, seized. But I'm letting you know now, because my word says it's going to happen. We already know, everybody's now, even people who, ain't in the truth like that, is now saying, oh, but Babylon's falling now. Their people are seeing it now. They're actually able to see Babylon's falling. But what cracks me up is about those who don't believe in the Most High or his word, but yet they're jumping on the bandwagon of those who are the believers and the truth that we're bringing forth in regards to the times we're in, and they trying to use that for clickbait or just something that seem like they know something. When it's a lot of these spirituality people, okay, are just people who don't mind what type of cistern or well they go to get fed from. They have no standards. They just let any old thing up in them. And that's what the Mashiach was telling the woman at the well about. You have many, and the one you with is not your head. People who you just, with all these different coverings. So I'm just simply saying, family, we all see what time it is. We realize the importance of this. Yes, Babylon's falling, it's falling. Now people are hearing screams in the skies. Take heed, family. Take heed. Cute. Okay. So he was telling his father, Naphtali was telling his father about the dreams he had. Then my father said unto me, I believe the Most High that Joseph liveth, for I see always that the Most High numbereth him with you. So he's saying, so Naphtali's father was Jacob. So he was saying, I believe Jacob's alive. Something's not, he's like, the father's telling me he numbered him with you. Like, in other words, my sons lied to me. They told me that an animal beat him up or took him and attacked him, and here's his clothes, but the father showed him otherwise. And he probably would cry and say, Father, well, when can I see him? Think about it. To have some kind of truth like that be revealed to you about your sons, how do you parent? How do you deal with them like that? Grown boys, sons and young men, you looking at that you brought from your own, loins, and they out here murdering your son or hating and envying and doing evil things. But all praise to the Father, it worked for his good. Okay. Joseph began to, it was all part of the Most High's plan. And he said, weeping, yes, yep, on me, my son Joseph, thou livest, though I behold thee not, and thou seest not Jacob that begot thee. So he's like, although you don't be with me, and I can't even behold you, you live, and I know. He was like, oh, my son. He's crying, he's weeping for his son, mourning because of the vision I gave him. He calls me also therefore to weep by these words. Oh, so Naphtali said he started crying too. And I burned in my heart to declare that Joseph had been sold. Wow, but I feared my brethren. So he said, I want to say this. I want to tell, but my brother's going to, if I snitch, they going to get me. And lo, my children, I have shown unto you the last times how everything shall come to pass in the upright ones. Do ye also, therefore, let me tell you something, family. The importance for us to understand that our real name was the upright ones was to understand that we were upright. You see, when we first found this discovery of that word and the name, it was like, oh, wow, this is beautiful. Wow, But now that we're seeing those who are not upright do things that are not upright, it just shows you all the more why that's what we're supposed to be. Because even like people in Hollywood, things, anybody that's like Caucasian or a person that's Black or a person that's Asian or African or whatever, and they're like, this is not right, or something's just bothering them about it, then they have the uprightness within them. But the point is this, even the person who, I think even the thing that did that, I think he was completely an alien. I'm sorry. I think he was completely non-human. Because this is what these spirits do. These deceiving, wicked spirits and evil and anger and wrath do. They blind you. You don't see that you're on the top of this person. You're about to take their life. You don't see how chasing this person and calling him unclean words and racist slurs. I mean, chasing that brother Ahmad. Okay. They chase that brother. Okay. Gotta understand, family. The upright ones are those who understand, hey, this is, it's quite clear. Let's move forward. In other words, if there's some upright ones and there's some other ones they are the children of El. They try to call us the children of El. So if you ever come on my channel and you're wondering why don't she ever say Israel, it's because I don't acknowledge any of pagan terms. I don't say Lord. I don't like God. I don't do Adonais. I don't do Adons. I don't do what was it? Israel. I don't believe in those things because those the names with the EL on the back of our prophets, because that was a tactic that our oppressors gave us. And the Holy Spirit is the Father, his truth will let you see that's not what I called you. I told you and I called you to be upright. Not to wrestle with Satan to be like a hen. Because look at it. Jacob was wrestling with that man, that being. We are now wrestling with Edom. We have been wrestling with Edom since we were in the womb. And then the conclusion of the whole thing was he gets renamed his hip hurts. The blessings of the Most High are good. They add no sorrow. So I'm just saying, if you ever come on my video and you say, "Oh, don't say," or "Why she don't say Israel," that's specifically why, because Isaiah 42, verse 2, or is it 44? Okay, so it's 44. Yep. Thus saith Ahijah that made thee. He said, I made you and I formed you from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou Yasharon, whom I have chosen, which is upright ones. Okay. He said, I chose you from the womb. So if he chose Jacob from the womb, that means that Edom was denied from the womb. Because Edom is the vessel he formed for wickedness unto destruction. Okay. Do ye also therefore charge your children that they be united to Levi and to Yehudah, for through them shall salvation arise unto the upright ones, and in them shall Jacob be blessed. For their tribe shall the Most High appear dwelling among men on earth, to save the family of the upright ones. I'm going to read that again. For through their tribes shall the Most High appear, dwelling among men on earth, to save the family of the upright, and to gather together the righteous from amongst the Gentiles. So Judah and Levi were going to be the two tribes that was going to be bringing forth, his people into the awakening. And when you see that, I don't know why Benji's not mentioned here, but however, we're dealing with a typo because this was typed up by Jedi Malek then. Maybe it was just a translation. I don't know. But when you consider the house of Judah, it was always Judah, Benji, and Levi. But we're just seeing we're just seeing Judah and Levi here. However, at the same time, you know that Judah is the top tribe, that the Mashiach comes from the top tribe, and that Levi was our priesthood tribe. But we don't have a priesthood tribe, but we have a generation of priests, a peculiar people, a priesthood of generation. We have a generation of priesthood. Okay. Okay, verse 4. If ye work that which is good, my children, both men and angels shall bless you. And the Most High shall be glorified among the Gentiles through you, and the devil shall flee from you, and the wild beast shall fear you, and the highest shall love you, and the angels shall cleave to you. They're going to stand beside you. They're going to be with you, cleaving to you. The angels. Hallelujah. If ye work that which is good. So if you work the law out in your life. But to him who doeth not that which is good, both angels and men shall curse, and the Most High shall be dishonored among the Gentiles through him. And the devil shall make him as his own peculiar instrument, and every wild beast shall master him. And do you understand? It's not talking about animals here. It said every wild beast shall master him, and the Most High shall hate him. Do you know what that's saying? It's saying every nation of beasts will rule. What are we calling them? The beast. The beast system. Who is all part of that system and who's all affected by that system? All the nations who are a part of it. They're all brute beast. You got dogs, beasts, aliens, Edomites. That's just a few right there that Most High used to be an instrument to chastise us with. FYI, this is an old tattoo, if anybody's ever wondering. Okay, I'm not into no astrology stuff. This is so old. And this is actually a tattoo I got when I had wrote a letter to Toni Braxton years ago in 2001 and asked her to come out with another album. She had not put out an album in so long. And I told her that I saw that she was a Libra and I was a Libra. And I said, well, was there any way you could come out with an album and name it that? And she did so. And because she did that, I had got this tattoo on my left arm. But I'm going to try to find a way to get that removed, because if you ever look at it, like, what is that? It says Libra. Okay, but I'm born again, so I don't acknowledge no astrological birthdays or signs. Just wanted to make that clear. Because folk will read you and watch your videos and judge you and swear they know what time it is. They'll try to judge you on where you are now and think that's where you like or where you were then. That's where you are. And that's just foolish. All right. For the commandments of the Torah are twofold, and through prudence must they be fulfilled. For there is a season for a man to embrace his wife, and a season to abstain therefore for his prayer. So then there are two commandments, and unless they be done in due order, they bring every great sin upon men. So also is it with the other commandments. Be ye therefore wise in the Most High, my children, and prudent, understanding the order of his commandments and the laws of every word, that Ahiah may love you. And when he had charged them with many such words, he exhorted them, and that they should remove his bones in Hebron, that they should bury him with his fathers. And when he had eaten and drunken with a merry heart, he covered his face and died. And his sons did according to all that Naphtali their father had commanded them. Okay. Now, is there any other tribe that someone would like me to read this afternoon? Want to vote for? Thank you, sis, for putting that scripture up. Trophobic. Yes, shalom. Welcome, Trophobic. Is that the little tree guy? Your profile thing? Okay, so I also wanted to read Psalms 119. For those who may be coming just into the truth or just aware of who you are and you're trying to understand, what this is all about, I feel like the best thing to get your attention on how important the laws of the Most High are, and for your eyes to be open and see the wondrous things out of his law, is to read Psalms 119. It's the biggest book in the Bible. Well, the longest chapter, or whatever you want to say. I don't know if say that, but like the longest chapter, Psalms 119. It goes up to 176. Okay. All right. And I also said a while ago I was going to start reading Psalms 151 when I first began, because this is what it's all about. It's all about cutting these devils with their own sword. And it's been their own confessions out of their own mouths that they have been showing for who they are. It's their own law that showed us how wicked they are. Psalms 151. And then I'm going to read Psalms 119. We're going to go on from, I believe we were in, might have been Daleth or Hay. I was small among my brothers and the youngest in my father's house. Let's not now. And every time we read the word, let's always see our story in it. Or I don't know how to explain it, but in other words, we understand that Ishmael was the firstborn child, bloodline of Abraham. Yup, that's his dad. He was all the way Shem, but he was not the promise. So we got to understand it ain't just enough for you to say, oh, my parents black or this, that, and the third, or this family members, this and the. No, what you have to understand is that all of creation must be born again. The earth was in a stage of like the womb when he flooded it and washed it away. And then there was a rebirth then by the repopulating of Noah and his sons. Now, what has been rebirthed needs to be refined, which is through fire. He promised Noah that he would never flood again, and he would be with his sons and everything like that. He gave him a promise. But the one thing was the sons didn't keep the promise. They didn't keep the promise, or they didn't acknowledge the promise. They didn't find it dear to them. And so now we're a people having to show the Father within our own selves that we take hold of his promises, and that we'll put ourselves in positions to refine ourselves and to come out when it's time for the trying. We're hoping to come out like gold, because it's really, really his mercy that's keeping us. And what I'm saying now is because a video surfaced that, Mexicans were saying some stuff to us, or our people being nasty and just discriminatory. And I've been called a nigger by a Mexican before. So I'm sure within every single nation of tribes of people, he said we would be hated of all tribes, all peoples. I'm sure that the other peoples, other nations, everybody got something in them that they have hatred towards, because that was the curse the Most High put on us. He said that He'll make us above every nation. If we was going to be above in righteousness, they would have been respecting us, because He said over His word in Naphtali that if you keep His commandments and prudence, that the Most High and angels will cling unto you, and men will bless you. So where would we be getting shot, abused, lied to? All there wouldn't have been none of that. So we mad at the wicked when we gave over the earth into their hands. The earth was given over to the wicked. Now, who gave the earth over? Like Yasha said, there's more punishment to those who have handed me over to you. The greater sin is on them who handed me over. Now, we have been turned over to our enemies. Hello, Shalom, pretty, welcome. When I took my son to the movies, this character was dancing around and dodging all the other characters fighting in chaos. Reminded me of me at times. Wow. This character was dancing around and dodging all the other characters. Oh, so you're saying you was dancing and trying to get away from people when they was acting crazy? That's good. That's good. I was small among my brothers and the youngest in my, something's telling me that's not what you were saying. I don't feel connect with that. Maybe you're saying something else, but I'm going to keep reading. I was small among my brothers and the youngest in my father's house. I tended my father's sheep. My hands made a harp. David, our first sovereign king on earth, used his hands to form instruments to praise our Father. He wasn't making instruments of war. Instead of him getting like the beast, he said, I'm going to go worship the Father. I'm going to confound my enemies, and I'm going to act like I ain't got nothing to be concerned about. Where's all these mass choirs at? Why the mass choirs ain't coming out singing some songs? My fingers fashioned a lyre. And who will tell my master? Ahia himself. It is he who hears. It is he who sent his messenger and took me from my father's sheep and anointed me with his anointing oil. My brothers were handsome and tall, but Ahia was not pleased with them. I went out to meet the Philistine, and he cursed me by his idols. But I drew his own sword. I beheaded him and took away disgrace from the people of our people. So he, excuse me, I had the hiccups this rising. So he fought in righteousness, not in anger. It wasn't anger and wrath and jealousy and covetousness of what the oppressors had that made him want to fight. Or it wasn't the Most High's judgments that made him want to rebel against them to fight. It was simply, oh, you want to bring idols around us and talk that? Now you want to try to curse me with your idols? In other words, David said, instead of me trying to be with y'all, I'm going to kill you if you think you're going to curse me. I'm going to kill you if you think you're going to make me go against my Father. Our people are not wanting to kill the cops and fight this supremacy and this systemic oppression because they have taken us from our Father. We ain't get there yet, but we're going to get there. They're going to get that awakening because the very one that put us to sleep is going to wake us up fully. We're going to fully be awoke in this cyber building and in this landmass buildings. This is when death is justified. This is when murder and killing is justified. The Most High did not say, "Oh, David." Now we know he couldn't build a temple because the Most High said, "You was my hitman. Your hands unclean right now." He still was a servant of the Most High, though. He still has a place in the kingdom, though. The promise still came to him, though. So all I want you all to understand is that in order to properly fight and get the victory, is to make sure what's the real reason of the fight. Are you defending Abba for his namesake, his righteousness? Or are you just defending the fact that you are just tired of being shot down the street? Because Abba says, if you don't understand why this is happening to you, if you haven't come to the realization of why I'm oppressing you, I'm doing it unto you, then it's going to keep happening. People want to have these, bless our brother, they're trying over this anti-police brutality, thing. And it's, do you understand your enemy's not the police? Do you understand it's a principality over them? Do you understand that? You don't want to fight something that you're not fully equipped for because them demons will have a ball with you. If you're not spiritually mature to go in certain wars, you shouldn't go into them. Esau has been blessed by the sword. That's his blessing. This is his lot. This is his portion. If we're fighting and upset because we want them to give us justice in their portion, then we're telling Abba, we don't want our portion. We don't want our kingdom. We don't want your equality. We don't want your justice. We don't want what you did for us. He said, I went to prepare a place for you. In other words, this place ain't for us. It ain't going to be for us. This is not our rest. But David said, but I drew his sword and I beheaded him and took away disgrace from the people of the upright. Disgrace. Oh, get this disgraceful talking giant who's in our area, in our face, talking about y'all ain't nothing, this and the third. Because David understood we represent the Most High on earth. We are his body. We are a part of him. You disrespecting us, you disrespecting him. You come at me with all your stupid sword shears, face masks, bombs, tear masks, mace, all this dumb stuff, vaccinations, all this stupid stuff, prison reform, all this dumb stuff. All this they come at us with, we got to keep coming back with the Most High's word. And if the opportunity sees fit, kill them. Not in anger, in righteousness. What do you think the Most High is going to do? He's going to remove the wicked from the face. We're seeing the wicked dying. That's what we're seeing. And he told us, with the reward of our eyes, we shall see the reward of the wicked. Okay? Remember, don't be moved within your own imagination, your own will, but let you take on the Most High's, let yourself pick up his burden, like pick up your cross or allow things that offend you be in the Most High. That's where our offense should be at, in our Father. We shouldn't be offended in our color, are offended in because we're beautiful. I don't care what they think. If they don't like it, that's their problem. We shouldn't be offended in our creativity. We shouldn't be offended in anything they don't approve of. They're the ones that's not approvable. They're not approved. They don't get to have the right to set the bar on what we desire to be had and live according to. They don't get to decide if we can breathe or not. And we're not going to continue to let y'all decide we breathing or not. You're not going to have me screaming out here telling us I can't breathe. I'm all the way breathing. And y'all finna be the ones that's suffocating. Because what? Abba's word is the breath of life. His word is the breath of life. And if you can't breathe, come over here and get this inhaler. Now let's get over here to hay. Teach me, O the Most High, the way of thy statutes, and I shall keep it unto the end. You don't want to be a person that woke up, was keeping the commandments. Then when they provoke you, they get you where they want you at. Like everybody should say, come cross that street. Come on over here. Cross that street. Step in my lawn. No, I'm not stepping in your lawn. Because as soon as I step in your lawn, you got the free right away. And if I get in trouble or locked up, it's going to be on your ground.
Can some milk and cookies?
Yeah, milk and cookies?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Hold on. Give me understanding, and I shall keep thy Torah law. Yeah, I shall absorb it with my whole heart. Observe his word with our whole heart. People tell you, hold on, let me get it. I'll be right back with a minute. All right, family, I'm back. All right. So, like I said, when I first wrote, when the coronavirus had first started, I was like, yeah, coronavirus. Most High's name's above that. Most High's name's above us. All this mess. Okay, it really is. Like it may seem like okay, whatever, it'll be boring, but honestly, what they don't want you to do is they don't want you to get spiritual. They don't want you to fight the right way. Now, while it's chaotic, they want to open up the churches again, right? The president says, I'm going to open the churches. I'm going to shut the churches. That should show you who your God is. Because no man ever in times of past should be able to have the rights over a house of the Most High or not. That goes to show you that's not his house. That's not of him. He told us that he don't dwell in the house built by man's hands. He also told us that if they destroy his, when they destroy his body, he will resurrect it in 3 days. Destroy this temple, and it will be. And he said, "My body's a temple. You're a temple. I went in a building, flipped the tables up. In other words, all the buildings that we see are the ones full of mess. They're making profit off it. They're making sell off his people. They're fornication, all kinds of stuff. Talking about these are essentials. America, pay attention. Your president opened back the churches and said this is essential. Did you think you're double-minded? That's double-minded, because if you really thought that was essential, they would have never been closed down. That would have probably been your hope that, oh, as long as we keep some kind of sense of God in our heart, maybe America will be all right. But what did they do? They wanted to get religious when Easter came around. Basically, we're seeing in the physical the leaders of the spiritual, like the kingdom of darkness, setting up decrees against the children of the kingdom of light. Because now we know, like they're doing, setting their little groups in the protests. When they open these churches again, they're going to be in there. Oh, they're going to be in there. Oh, Satan's going to be in there. You better believe it. But this time, after Abba has allowed majority of his children to hear or even have their eyes open to the truth, and they choose to go back into that whorehouse, slaughterhouse, you're going to get smoked. That's what's going to happen. So don't fall for the okie doke. You're supposed to fight the power and don't fall for the hype. Don't believe nothing these devil dogs tell you. They're aliens. Why you think we got so much GMO foods on the earth? Keep it in mind. He says in verse 35 of Psalms 119, make me to go in the path of thy commandments, not the path of the wicked, not the American way, the stupid American dream, the nightmare. This place has been founded on the blood, sweat, and tears of our ancestors. And it's going to be brought down by what, family? Blood, sweat, and tears of their own children. Look around. They got now hiring signs, everything, everywhere. You know what that says? We want our slaves back. Like Pharaoh that was saying in the days of Egypt. No, Most High made it work. That my kids are good. And now your animals and cattle is all being struck, and now your land is not giving forth fruit. You got plagues here, you got plagues there, you got this, that, and the third. Your economy system is crashing. Why? It had to crash. Because why? It was founded on racism, white privilege, supremacy. When you're not supreme, you're not the rulers, you're not upright. You weren't formed for that. When he made y'all to be destroyers. Look around. And what's crazy is that you got to realize you jacked up if you were Edomite. You got to come to that point and say, man, I'm jacked up. And if you don't, well, you know, if you're not as evil as they are, then consider that evil spirit you got when the truth is coming at you and see how you take it. Because a liar don't like truth. Oh, that attitude of, who do you think you are talking to me? Or who do you think? I'll tell you who we are. We were made to reprove you. We were made to reform you. We were made to show you you're ugly. This is the purpose of the twins. They always say there's always one good twin and a bad twin. We're not brothers. It's two different nations. So people trying to say, oh, our brother looks like us, and how can white come from black? You need to get away from this book. You need to get away from this book, and you need to go find I don't know what you need to do. You need to go get filled with the Holy Spirit. Some people need to press the restart button, get out of their feelings, unlearn what they learned, and get filled with the Holy Spirit. Because if you want to say we're the original man, but then say the white can't come from us, you just talking out both sides of your mouth. Albinos, where do you think they come from? Everything comes from the original man. Everything. They could not create themselves. If they were to be on a planet somewhere by themselves without us, they would have been wiped out of here. Because if an RH male, and I heard a Caucasian say, if an RH or O type person gets with another RHO and they just keep forming, eventually they can't have no more children. What does that tell you? There it goes the scripture. Edom, wasted away, and you shall be in the caves, in the clefts of the rocks. They were supposed to stay in the caves. They were not supposed to come out here. On our planet, okay? They want to be teaching us their laws when Abba has already given us laws. Where was that? Okay. Verse 34. Give me understanding, and I shall keep thy Torah law. This is why I like this Bible, this Ahio one, because it don't just say law, it says Torah law to let you know what law we need to be keeping. Yeah, I shall observe it with my whole heart. Make me to go in the path of thy commandments, for therein do I delight. For therein do I delight. I delight in my strength and my Father's laws. Those are my delights. And if you call the Shabbat to be upon you as a delight, if you delight yourself in the Shabbat, not doing your pleasures, not removing your feet from, or not speaking your own words, buying or selling, preparing, coming together, calling his Sabbath a delight, not just doing it, but delighted in doing his commandments. Like what he would say, a cheerful giver, giving your service of obedience in a cheerful spirit. Incline my heart unto the testimonies, thy testimonies, and not to covetousness. Covetousness. At this point, we really need to. This is how you can make these devils know they are so nothing, that you can do nothing for us. Because you know why? You can do nothing for us. What do we need y'all for? Absolutely nothing but an example of what not to be, what not to do. You want to know what foods not to eat? Look how they eat. You want to know what clothes not to wear? Look at them. Listen to their music. Everything about them is not upright. Establish thy word unto thy servant, who is devoted to thy fear. Be devoted to the fear of the Most High, not no fear of no stupid doggone cop. The moment our people, you hear videos like when our people get pulled over and they're like, I'm scared, our people getting shot down every day on the street. Oh, but please, for the sake of our increasing of faith, allow one of your zealous ones to be pulled over so that they can show them, the other ones, that it's power and authority. They don't have none. In other words, pull over one of his right ones and see what happens. Pull over one of his right ones and see what happens. Try to put your knee or shoot up a house or shoot and chase us down of the right ones. Guess what? They've already done it. This Roman Empire has done wicked atrocities to our apostles. They wanted to make sure that the founders, our founding fathers, were to be tortured. When we came here in America and went to their schools, what did they tell us? Who was our founding fathers? The founding fathers don't look nothing like me. What did they find? And when they found it, what did they establish upon their finding? I tell you what they found. The real treasures was his people. There wasn't no gold and all this other stuff and all this lies. We are the resources. We are the resource from this earth. We built every civilization. And they want to complain about buildings? Did it not say, cannot the one who formed the thing, if he wants, we built this whole thing. And when we realized we built this in rebellion to our Father and under captivity, and he says, tear down their idols, do this and that and the third, and he puts spirits on some of your own to destroy your own stuff, because your own people have been the ones that have been destroying and burning down Antifa and other unupright ones. And who's been the main ones to it all while still angry, while still hurt, saying things in uprightness? How many of our people, I've even seen Ice-T say, this is not what it's about. Why stop burning stuff. Stop, don't mess up our communities. They thought in the crowd that they still could hide. Hello, your skin is pale. You can't be hid. We see you. Cops dropping off bricks in cities, trying to invoke the wrong war when the serious war is against mankind and the brute beast. This is important. Only the upright in heart and the righteous ones are going to understand you can do whatever you want, say whatever you want, but you have no authority. You're like a stupid person behind a bar, a sale, like a rich person saying, I'm going to call my lawyer and get myself out of here. Or like the little funny girl down at the Central Park. I'm going to call the police and I'm going to tell them that a black man is going to hurt me and my dog, meanwhile choking it up. That's all they are. Right now, guess what, family? We know we ain't doing nothing but minding our own business, just trying to live day to day, trying to stay a head above the water. And then we got the United States, which is Karen, the United Karens, the United Bobs, all of them who want to continue to vex us, provoke us, accuse us, accuser of the brethren. Who accuses the brethren? He is the accuser of his brethren. You hear that? The angels don't even do that. And I'm not going off on a rant like, oh, she's just upset. What's going on? Calm down. We were just talking about anger and all this kind of stuff. No, I'm coming from a place of a righteous indignation, a righteous fed up. And like my one sister, Vicky Diller, saying, this is Holy Week uprising. This is a holy rebellion. I was like, at first, like, well, why should we apply holy to something like this? You know, like this, all this destruction of chaos. But I sat back and I said, well, you know what? She's actually right, because this was all written. This is our rebellion to wickedness is righteousness. It's holy to fight your oppressor. That is holy to fight them through spiritual, standing for your rights in the Most High, or whatever. Even standing still and biting and holding your tongue when times to be quiet. You know how much strength it takes when you got a bunch of demons at your neck, saying all kinds of evil at you and all this kind of stuff, provoking you and provoking you and provoking you. And you got to be, and they're being that buffer to teach you patience and meekness. When he said that the meek shall inherit the earth. The earth. We're going to inherit the earth. So we've given it over to the wicked, but it's going to be inherited right back to it. It's going to be given right back. So is it really going to be destroyed? No. He's destroying the world of wickedness off of the earth. So it's going to be as though that old earth or the old things is passed away. That's going to pass away. Sorrow, evil, sickness, all these things are going to pass away. Okay. Verse 36. Incline my heart unto thy testimonies and not unto covetousness. Turn away mine eyes from beholding vanity and quicken thou me in the way. Turn my eyes away. Now, mind you, Psalms 118 says, no, it's 118, 19. Open to me the gates of righteousness. I will go into all praises. However, I'm looking for the one that says, open thou my eyes that I may behold the wondrous things out of thy law. Hold on. Oh, it is 119. No wonder, because I got it in my bathroom. I have a picture frame from a calendar I had. Okay, open thou my eyes. See there, that I may behold wondrous things out of thy Torah law. Open our eyes to see the wonderfulness in your law. So if our eyes are open to see the wonders of his law, the wonders. It's not just about being spiritual or what they would say religious. The wonders are those. Hold on. There's some unknown person in my driveway here. It's always our dumpster that brings these people here. And rather than your eyes being open to vanity, our eyes need to be open. How much trash do they got? Open to no. See there, that's distractions. Rather than our eyes being open to vanity, Our eyes need to be open to the wonders of the Most High. And the wonders that have you look into other wonders and other ones, you'll be so engrossed into camp with the Father that you don't even hear these demons over here. You don't even hear these hyenas barking all out their neck at you sideways. You don't even see these dogs. Because they want to be seen. They want to be heard. They want to feel that they're important. The only thing they could ever hold dear to was a cowboy hat, boots, jeans, and a hot dog and a burger and Red, White, and Blue. That's what they're all about. And the celebration thereof is of murder. They don't have no culture. They don't have no heritage. They don't have none of that. Eat them. Wasted. So a nation of people who's wasted away is going to do what? Bring forth their stuff to make everybody else become wasted away. You don't want to be expired, then don't touch that which is of expiration. Like keep yourself away from the expired milk or the expired mayonnaise. Okay? Those who are born again, whatever nation you're of, even the Enoch, or what was that, Ethiopian. There's going to be some people of Queen of Sheba, okay? Bottom line, any of the upright ones, this don't apply to you. Now, whatever I say, if it offends you, you're obviously not upright because it should not be landing to you. Because when you're born again, you're more than your flesh. This is only a veil. But at the same time, this ain't nothing to be messed up with because this is something that Abba gives us for identifying who we are. Okay, he gave us that. It's not just, he didn't make us a certain colors for no reason. So let me see what's going on in this chat. Okay, all right. I'm missing so much. I work from home, but I tune in when I can. Okay, all praises, Louis V. Big Big. He's supposed to serve us with the sword, not destroy. Exactly. He was supposed to help. He said he was supposed to help your brother. Exactly. Thank you. So instead of being a brother, he was a what? He acted like a beast. And it's good to hear that you can tune in when you can. All praise. That's why I say people need to come together and pray out to the Most High. Exactly, pretty. We need to be seeking the Most High in this hour. And if our brothers are talking about we're tired of fighting or we're tired of being slaughtered, let's come together. Oh, before you come together, you need to also make sure you seek the Most High. If you don't got his voice or his stamp of approval upon you, don't put yourself out there. Because you take it from my big brother. And my big brother said he got dibs on the first one. Everything's his first. Don't touch his stuff. You got to make sure he get his first. Abba told our big brother, stand right here to make your enemies your footstool. The apostles wasn't fighting back. The apostles wasn't taking arms against these devils. Because you know why? They blameless. That makes them all the more the blameless. If you go in prayer, brothers, and say, but we're tired of this. How would you want us to handle this? What shall we do? Show us the men that are going to be with us and who should not be. Like your little, have like a Gideon type prayer or something. And then Abba will show you. He'll tell you. He'll either tell you stand still. He'll tell you go, I'll be with you. Period. But in all our ways, we must acknowledge him. And if you're doing something, if you're willing to do something that grand without Abba, I mustn't consider, brothers and sisters, that our lives that we're living is without Abba. Because why would you do something like that? Why would you put your brothers and sisters in a position that they will be, slave? We know war is going to come because that's the reason for 7 women to 1 man. It's going to be a lot of brothers that's going to have to fight because a lot of our brothers are not going to wait on the Most High. A lot of people going to say, ain't nobody coming to help us. We ain't going to want no kumbayas and all this old other rebellious stuff they be saying. Those ones, okay, that's why. Okay, yep. Oh, yeah. Hello, yes. Hello, Noise Submarine. Welcome. I believe that what is happening in America is symbolic of the second seal of Revelation. It is. It's a lot of things of what's going on in Revelation. You know what, Noise Submarine? What I think is also going on is that the powers of darkness, it says in Revelation that they're being shaken, right? They have been shaken. To shake something is to remove things and to have things out of positions. Like when you shake a tree sometimes, the loose things, the loose branches and leaves, they fall down. So the loose, lawless ones, because The cry of our people is coming out from amongst the land due to lawlessness. This is what the Father's hearing. They're tired of being lawless, huh? Oh, y'all not comfortable no more. You want to be saved from your sin, not saved from your oppressor. Saved from your sin. Because if you want to be saved from your oppressor, that means you just don't like the punishment. You didn't learn. You didn't learn from my judgments. Turn, okay, 38. Establish thy word unto thy servant, who is devoted to thy fear. Turn away my reproach, which I fear. For thy judgments are good. For thy judgments are good. Your judgments are. Notice they are saying, look at this. Your judgments are good. What are judgments in this land towards us? Are their judgments good towards us? Their laws are not good towards us. Their leaders are not good towards us. So open your eyes and see the wonders out of his law. See the wonders of his greatness. See how he can be that comforter to you. Behold, I have, verse 40. Behold, I have longed after thy precepts. Quicken me in thy righteousness. In what? In thy righteousness. You want to be quickened in his righteousness. You want to be shaken into his righteousness, not shaken from being exposed of your wicked deeds. The Most High's name is so very holy. It is not confidential. That it's not in conventional Bible for misled and prophet churches to trample on something so powerful. Demons don't like that real either. Yep, exactly. 4 horsemen will destroy people, not the earth. Earth will still be here for those. They did not say it in the last days that the earth will help. The earth opened her mouth and helped the people. Like my sister Vicky Diller said, I'm telling y'all that if we get in alignment and stop being worried about who they are, get in alignment with the Father, the universe, the creation will be in order with us. The creation is against these devils. Come on. He said the rocks will cry out and praise me. So if the rocks will see his children coming back to him, the rocks will fight for us. The birds. I even saw with the movie Open Season. And when them animals got tired of the daggone colonizers or the people putting resorts in their woods and in their forests, the animals said, it's enough is a daggone enough. And we taking it. Our forest is suffering violence, and the violent take it by force. Listen to that scripture, because some people misunderstood that. The kingdom suffereth violence. The violent take it by force. Talking about under the man of perdition, the man of sin. The man being mentioned of perdition, the man of sin, and then talking about a kingdom. There's a man over a kingdom who is supposed to be the producer of, who helps people who are under his kingdom be violent towards those of the kingdom he took by force. Our kingdom suffered violence, and the violent took our kingdom by force because it wasn't given to them. So what did they do? He called them what? Thieves and robbers, because he said, I am the way. Any man come not through me, you are a thief and a robber. If you try to steal the kingdom from those who the kingdom was given to, you are a thief and a robber. You are a looter. You're a bum. Scallywag. You're a thug. Stop calling us thugs. We're not thugs. We're upright. Thugs are those who rape, rob, and murder and then try to act like it's okay. Like, reprobate mind. Did you forget your history, America? What is the script? That script says, I've been trying to find it forever. I think it's 2 Thessalonians. 2 Thessalonians. Hold on. Because, see, I can go fast in this one. I can't go that fast in the big one. Every Bible has its purpose. -3. 2 Thessalonians. Well, while I'm here, before I get to that scripture, I'm going to read this scripture real quick because it's got to be read. This is Oh, Second Thessalonians. Or is it First Thessalonians? Hold on. But King, King. Let me see if you're in here. King. King, no. Okay. Oh, I thought you was. I didn't want to bother you, babe. I was gonna ask you a question. See, it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. One more time. Verse 6, 2 Thessalonians, chapter 1, verse 6. Oh, excuse me. Seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you, and to you who are troubled, rest with us, when the Most High, Yasha, shall be revealed from the heaven with his mighty angels. Rest with us. We're in rest. If you're not out there a part of the chaos parade, you in rest. And within your domain. If you can't, I mean, some people don't have rest because they're living amongst the communities who are having, to be, destroyed and stuff like this. But at the same time, this physical place don't gotta be the authorization of our peace. Our shalom comes from within with the Most High and his word. Now let me get this. So he that's in the way, the Most High he didn't let him here, let him. What is there? Beloved. Wait, what was we looking for again? The kingdom suffering. Oh, actually, hold on, that ain't right. Okay. Bear with me, beloveds. It's saying Matthew 11:24. That can't be. Oh, it is. Okay. Matthew, I thought it was in Thessalonians. Okay, well, I'll stand corrected. Matthew chapter 11, verses 12. Let's go. Need to put that fan on while I'm over here talking. I got chocolate all over the carpet. Okay. Matthew 11, verse 12. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom. I'm going to say that again. And from the days of Yehochanan, the Mercer, until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence. What was the rulers back then? Rome. Who are the rulers now? Rome. All roads lead to Rome. All these captivities, all this bondage leads to the Roman Empire. Verse 12. Okay. Until now, the kingdom suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. For all the prophets and the law prophesied unto Yehochanan. And if ye will receive it, this is Isaiah, which was for to come. He that hath ears to hear, let him hear. But whereunto shall I liken this generation? It is like unto children sitting in the markets. Oh. He's talking about a violent generation. What did Yehochanan call them? Generation of vipers. But whereunto shall I liken this generation? It is like unto children sitting in the markets and calling unto their fellows and saying, we have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have more unto you, and wait a minute, I'm sorry, I was thinking right because that's another one I was thinking about. We say in the marketplaces and don't know how to acting a fool. So this is a one saying where let's continue on. But whereunto shall I liken this generation? Generation of the kingdom who's suffering the violence, who's suffering from the violence. It is like unto children sitting in the markets and calling unto their fellows and saying, we have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have mourned unto you, and ye have not lamented. For Yehochanan came neither eating nor drinking, and they say, he hath a devil. We have done all these things, they have not heard us. Even when we don't do nothing, they kill us. In other words, Yehochanan not doing nothing, and they call him a devil, saying he had a devil. They slandered the brothers of the Israelites, some of the black Hebrew Israelites. Got some of our own people calling us black Hebrew Israelites. Bless their hearts. We're not black. We're different shades of brown, and not only that, different hues of the soil of the earth that the Most High formed us from, of the dirt of the ground. And not only that, but we are the Hebrew. I mean, we are the people. We're not black. And when people say that black stuff, they make it seem like the white ones are. No. They're not. They're not. They are Revelations 2:9, Revelations 3:9. They are counterfeit. And they even said it in their own word in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, that we are counted as counterfeits. I'm thinking of learning biblical Hebrew. Well, what's important right now, real rap. And I'm going to say this to you, and you may not agree, but honestly, Noisa Marine, and for anybody else who don't know this, what's really important right now is not really what you know, but who you obey. It wouldn't matter if you was a person who just came to this truth, and like say you just came into truth today, and tomorrow Abba knows it's going to be the end, and you didn't get to learn much, but you came with a broken and contrite heart, you're going to be right up in the kingdom. You see, it's the spirit that quickeneth. It's not the knowledge of what you know. Now, you can know biblical Hebrew, and that's what's up. It'll help you with better understanding so that you can see through the lies that they put with these transcripts. That's great and fine and dandy. But he told us when he left here, he was going to send us a comforter. And I will not leave you comfortless. So the comforter, which is the Holy Spirit and the Spirit of truth, work in an agreement of the Father, which is of the Father, is the Father's Spirit. Who he said, if you abide in me and I abide in you, then my Father and I, we will come and take our throne in you. If the Father's living in you, he's a spirit, that's the Father. So the Father will be the one that will show you and teach you, because I'm a living testimony of it. I don't know much Hebrew, but when I'm reading these scriptures and stuff like that, but through his spirit will show me something that ain't right and something that's wrong and wasn't supposed to belong. He'll let me see the tares amongst his wheat. And so I just want to say to you, beloved, what's more important is right now of knowing. It's good to know him and his spirit, because what he's going to tell us in the end is, depart from me, I never knew you. So some people in this awakening took too much time trying to know Hebrew or trying to know their bloodline, trying to know this and know that, but you don't know the Father. So you got to know the Father, know his characters, know his way, know what his word is really saying to you, know that his word is spiritual and the law is spiritual. But I was actually looking for the one that says that the man sinned, he be in the way to him let it. That's the one I was looking for. So this is the precept for that one. But I want the other one. Let me see that. See, 2 Thessalonians 2, chapter 2, 3-10. 2 Thessalonians, okay, chapter 2, verses 3-10. The man of sin is described. Okay, that's just, yeah, so let's go to this. 2 Thessalonians. Two, 3-10. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come. You know what's crazy, y'all? I had this all the way highlighted in my face. See there? See how I could even, like, it was right here, but I didn't see it? Because I was, like, so busy, like, thinking it was supposed to pop out to me. There goes me being tested by the Spirit through patience. Had I had patience and would have really waited here longer and really looked a lot more closer, I would have seen. But it's okay, because we were able to go to Matthew chapter 11, or 12. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 3-10. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first. Okay, family? The falling away has already happened. When we have already denied our king, that's when it happened. When we said we'll have no other king but Caesar, let this blood be on our hand. The punishment of that stuff, the punishment of that sin, iniquity, caused us to be cursed, which caused us to be scattered amongst the nations. Then when we got scattered amongst the nations, we fell away by, what did he say? You will serve other gods of wood and stone that your fathers have not known. So that falling away has already happened. We're just seeing the fruits of that generation falling away amongst the generation in today. People talking about, you're a scoffer, isn't it? You was a scoffer from the foundation of the world. You didn't have faith. You ask for faith unless you never had faith from the beginning. So in other words, bottom line, family, a lot of stuff that they told us was going to happen, it's already happened. Okay, a great falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalts himself above all that is called the Most High. So the man of sin is going to be a deceiver. First thing he said was, let no man deceive you. We're talking about a man. We're not just talking about any old man. We're talking about a deceiving man here. Now, this man has to have a color. This man is going to have to be revealed. This man is going to have to be exposed, because this man's deception had everybody thinking he was of him, showing himself to be of the Most High and exalting himself to be of the Most High. But not only did he do this exalt himself to be of the Most High, he put forth things in the earth so others can declare him as exalted above the Most High. Who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worship. So when we see movies and stories being told with a Caucasian character, there goes that spirit again. It's that same demon. So that he is as the Most High, sitting in the temple of the Most High. Sitting in the temple is sitting in the midst of his people. His people is his temple. Sitting in the place of his people, bringing forth deception to keep them to exalt him as though he is the Most High, when the Most High said to have no other but him. So Satan said, that's the first law I want to disobey. That's the first law I want to challenge. And show himself that he is the Most High, that he is like the Most High. Remember ye not that when I was with you, I told you these things. Don't you remember? Mashiach saying, so you reading this and say, don't you remember? That means you can go back as a reader and look over the gospel of Mashiach. And when he would talk about these nations, when he would talk about the kingdom, the opposite kingdom, let's see how he talked about them. Christians who want to be calling other people who standing up for righteousness in a way that you think violence is, that's just all bad. No, baby. Stop right there. It's necessary. Some stuff is necessary. Like my sister Vicky Diddle said, that was a necessary evil. Some things that was done, even if it was still, guess what? If someone gained something by being wicked and they lost it by due to their wickedness, is that not righteous? For it is a righteous thing to recompense them who trouble you. Seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. So we're recompensing y'all according to our tribulations and our trials and our testing. Now y'all have to be tried and tested. Tried and tested. And know ye not that with hope that, let me read it again. And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Mystery, which means it's going to have to be solved. Mystery. You're not going to be able to see the deception. Nobody in this earth was born was like, when we went to church, oh my goodness, this is false. This is. No, it didn't happen like that. It had to be the Father's Spirit to open our eyes. And then shall the wicked be revealed. Hold on, I'll skip something. I didn't finish verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. Taken. Until, like the days of Noah, so shall it be in the last day, until Noah and his family went into the ark, and the others were taken away. They're going to be taken. So the wicked in the days of Noah were taken away. Was that not a part of deception? Did they not teach us in Christianity that the rapture was, we was going to be taken up into the sky? Do you see that, family? And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Most High shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. So everyone who is of the Satan, you do his works, you're going to be destroyed too. His children's. Just like he destroying the Most High's children's. Okay. What was that? Okay, they shall consume with the spirit. Even him. Okay. Verse 9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all the power and signs and lying wonders. Read this again, Hadassah. Even him, son of perdition, whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. Who are the ones who have the power of Satan? After the power of Satan. Okay, remember, it says that he shall oppose himself to be like, or oppose it and exalt himself to be above, and that it's as to be worshipped as though he's of God. So when you see like pastors, Christians, or other religious type organizations exalting themselves as though they're godly, right? The mystery now comes up when the truth is being brought, and you're like, wait a minute. Their signs and their wonders are all lies. Their powers is of Satan. That's why they were told in Matthew 25, depart from me, I never knew you. And the name you claim, it is not even my name. Have a nice day. No, enter into your eternal torment. So I'm not saying this in a way like, oh, I'm happy that somebody's going to be. That's not when we're supposed to rejoice in. Abba doesn't rejoice in that. We don't rejoice in the death of man or in the destruction of man. We rejoice in righteousness and good things when a person comes to repentance. That's what the angels rejoice in. But the penalty for the wages of sin is death. And some people, Satan has deceived those who, the best deception that Satan has done was to let people think that what was not sin was sin, and which was sin is not sin. It's like, woe to those who call good evil and evil bad. I mean, call good evil and call bad good. This is what we're seeing through the spirit realm. Christianity is now being called essential, but yet we're still under lawlessness rulership. They told us in Christianity to not keep the laws of the Most High Creator. They're lawless like their leaders. Christians, your pastors are under the command of the government. Our Mashiach never had nothing to do with the government. Nothing. You wouldn't have seen him. Shalom, my beloved sis Diva Motors. You would never would have seen our Mashiach even having no press conference to his people talking about what we need to vote for. The most Mashiach wasn't about none of that nonsense. He let them know, I ain't got nothing for you. You ain't got nothing for me. Don't say nothing to me. I won't say nothing to you. Ask me a question. I'm going to tell you out of your own mouth you said it. Ask me something stupid and provoke me to anger. I'm going to ignore you. Tell me to shuck and jive and dance. Oh, fox. Yo, idiot. Keep on. People are going to realize. They're going to realize. And that's why I'm screaming and I'm pleading with our brothers and sisters who are just can't wait to run to a church because like, oh, this is the last days. Well, last hours more like. It's the last hours. And not only that, but all you got to do is open the book and read for yourself and ask his spirit to show you. If you like and feel the need that you have to have someone over you and teach you and guide you, that the Mashiach be on the throne directing you is not enough for you, then let your oppressors have at it. Even him whose coming is after us, the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. Benny Hinn, T.D. Jakes, all these other people. You like, well, what miracles? Some of their miracles are ways how they can be like the gift again, how they can beguile you out with their lips, smooth words like butter and honey and all this stuff. But it's cankerous to our detriment. I mean, it's cancerous and it's just not good for us. But yet, all these mass people, that's the power of Satan. The power of Satan has caused all these wicked prophets and teachers and leaders and ministers to be able to be profitable, to receive the profit of these souls. They already got the profit. Our brothers and sisters have already been are willingly selling their souls. Until the souls cashed in, it's up. Our souls was once into the pit of the in the kingdom of Satan, but the Mashiach snatched our souls out. So when they say he went down to the gates of hell and snatched some souls out, he did it then. His gospel is now doing it for us. It's snatching our souls out of the pit of the wicked one. We realize the Pope is not nobody's God, and if he was to walk past me, I'd spit at him and probably punch him in his throat. But that's flesh. Oh no. In other words, I don't reference you. I don't honor you. I don't see you. We know that what's those? Muhammad ain't nothing but a Riri. He's a retard. He couldn't read or write. Notice that the scripture says that she shall not have her maid. Seek out of the book and read. You don't need nobody else's opinions or policies. We don't need spirituality. Like my beloved mother, not mother, but beloved elders like our women like Ayana Banzant. These are people who are spiritual, but their spirit is not of the Holy Spirit. It's of another spirit, another. Okay. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. That they might be saved. So when a Christian comes to you, and say, I pray for this sister. She's not saved. I got 27 beloved, beautiful. Let's celebrate for them 27 dislikes on my one video when I was bringing out the truth against the torture of Christ ministries. All praise to the Father for that, because those 27 likes let me know my rebuke hit 27 spirits. So all praise to the Father for that. I'm so humbly and grateful for that. But when we see Christians say some silly stuff to us, right? Take them over here to 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verses 10, and then bring them down to the part where it say, them that perish because they receive not the love of the truth. And then ask them, what is love? They hit them with the scriptures on it. John 4, John 14, and so much and so forth. John chapter 5. Then when you show them what his love is, tell them who didn't receive the love of the truth. Now, I'm asking you to tell me what love is. They're going to give you some of their words. It might not even get to the point, because Satan has put a spirit upon them, because they're his, to stop you from trying to open their eyes, because they have not received. It says, had not received the love of the truth. That way they may be saved. In other words, the Father didn't want them to receive the love, because he did not reveal it unto them that they may be saved. That's why the Mashiach said, I speak in parables, lest they find out and their works be reproved and they find forgiveness. Mashiach was like, I'm not trying to give repentance to everybody. It's for my kingdom. It's for my children, my chosen. If you receive the love of the truth, which means even to inquire of it, then that's a blessing. That's something right there you got to be grateful for. That you love, that you want to keep his commandments, that you love and you care about his word. If you love his word, if you receive the love, that might is the mercy that you'll be saved from your sin, because it's the love of the truth that's going to keep you from your sins. It's the laws, it's the loving of the law that will let you realize, I don't love my own will. I don't love myself. I don't love anything. It's my Father's laws. It's the love of his laws that's going to transform the soul, convert the soul, making wise the simple. The soul is converted. The mindset of being saved is based on my body not having to go through no transformation and no conversion. He paid it all. That's a lie. That's deception from the wicked one. And for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie, reprobation. So because you don't love my Lord, I see your heart. You're not going to receive my life. So what you're going to receive is a strong delusion. All right. That they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. Ooh, if you love not the truth, you don't love righteousness. If you love the truth, you love righteousness. If you have been a person who basically didn't seek out a matter, why did my mommy and daddy raise me in the church? Ask mommy and daddy some questions. Read the scripture for yourself. Fast and pray. Notice verse 6 says, seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to those that trouble you. What sector of people would really look at this from a religious way and say, that's all wrong. That's all wrong. We should wait. No. In righteousness, vindication, that's appropriate. But through will of self and other reasons, that's wicked. This is why you see this in the same chapter talking about those who follow after the deceiver. Because the deceiver also came with, remember, everything the Most High is, he wanted to be, right? Our Mashiach is the Prince of Shalom. The Father is the King of Shalom. So if he wanted to exalt himself as the Most High, he had to act like he was a peacemaker, right? He had to come off like an angel of light, an angel of peace. So the gospel that they brought us looked like it's peaceful when it all the well, very well is a blanket full of syphilis. That's all it is. And unfortunately, for those who have loved unrighteousness, resisted the love of the truth, you have been turned over to a very lie. You have chose to believe a lie by your actions. Notice it says, might be damned. In other words, if you go through that strong delusion, it says you might be damned, which means just because you go through the strong delusion or turned over to a river doesn't mean that you can't be specifically restored. He is the resurrection. He is life, the way, and truth. So if you resisted it and you realize that you might have bumped your head and come to repentance because a righteous man falls 7 times. Now we're talking falling and choosing to deny the truth. It's 2 different things. You could have been one who denied the truth by simply not just want to choose to read your Bible. I'd rather look at this or do this, than seek out his word. That's denying him. But we are bound to give thanks always to the Most High for you, brethren, beloved of the Most High, because the Most High had from the beginning chosen you to salvation through sanctification of the Spirit and belief of the truth. Now show them where saved is. There goes saved. Giving thanks to the Father for the elect. It says, for the Most High from the beginning chosen you to salvation through sanctification, through being set apart. Okay? It's not through equality. It's not through everybody coming together. So we know that coming together mindset is of Satan, because the Most High is of sanctification and set apart. So we're not mean. We're not inhumane people because we say we don't want to be blend with you. You can learn of us. You can be, we can teach you. But in the kingdom, you won't be living amongst us. You'll be in your own place, because the children of the Most High is going to be in the kingdom, Garden of Eden. It says that. We're going to be in paradise. The servant doesn't dwell always in the house. It's only when they're coming to work. Whereunto he called you by our gospel to the obtaining of the glory of our master, the Mashiach. Stop. I really want you all to understand the importance of sanctification of the Spirit and belief of the truth. See, some people just stop at the belief of the truth. They don't get to the sanctification of the Ruach part. Your eyes was open to the truth. You begin to love it. You're going through the stages of grief. Now you're learning. Okay. You're learning. You got to a point where you're still boasting within your bloodline, your family, your flesh, your flesh. Do you not know that Ishmael was of Abraham too? You got to be born of the Spirit. You got to be born of the Spirit. And with that in mind, being born of the Spirit and truth. Okay, not just know in the spirit, and then I'm this nation and I'm of this spirit, and I think I'm just as equal. Well, if you're of another nation, you're of the spirit of the Father. When we commune, we not gonna feel. I'm not gonna feel your color. I'm not gonna see your color or whatever or your nation. I'm not gonna see that because we're so connected on one accord in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Because it says that it will be many of the gents or other people who will be in the kingdom with Abraham and the other ones. How are you going to be with them? You're going to be serving them. You're going to have the honor to serve them. That's an honor to be able to serve the ones you read of: Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Samson, and Solomon, and Hadassah, and Judith, and Suzanne. All these beautiful people in our stories, and most importantly, the Mashiach. Okay, spirit and truth. There goes John chapter 4:24. Let's get that really quick. Y'all know where I'm going. Y'all know. I'm gonna have me a nice little baked chicken and for Shabbat. Probably do some steamed fried cabbage. Probably do some macaroni and cheese with some disrespectful crusty cornbread. Okay, smother with a little bit of grapes, like smother with a little bit of honey butter glaze. John 4:24. The Most High is a spirit. Well, they say God here, but Ahaya, the existing one, is a spirit. And they that worship him must worship him in spirit and truth. In truth. So spirit is mentioned before truth here. Romans 8 talks to us about that spirit. Not keeping it through flesh, but fulfilling it through the spirit. Spirit of the Father, not your own spirit. It's the Father's spirit that's going to lead you and guide you into his word. So when you see over here in 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, talking about sanctification of the spirit and belief on the truth, then it asks them, do you know what the truth is? Then you can go over here to John 11. Or is it John? Oh, it's 14. Is it John 14? I think that's John 14. John 14:6. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man coming to the Father but by me. So what did the Mashiach just call himself? He called himself the truth. But is not the Mashiach the living word? So ask them, what is the word of the Most High? Where in the Bible is his word found? They tell you, whole Bible? Yes, that's true. But more specifically, in the law and the prophets, because the New Testament are just letters, not just letters, but they're letters and testimonies of his word. Do you understand how foolish it is of a person to be a hypocrite, to go to the New Testament and discredit the old? Do you understand you are the biggest hypocrite doing that? My dearly beloved brothers and sisters. So the important thing to understand is that, okay, his word says to read it precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. And even with that, some of us through his spirit, with that, not some of, with that, he's going to also give you the revelation of knowledge, the revelation of wisdom, the revelation of, of all these things. He reveals the knowledge. He reveals the wisdom. That's a gift he'll give you. It don't got to be a gift that you possess and that you keep, and I have to give a, you don't have nothing because they don't belong to you. He allows us to operate in what he gives us. That's specific as well, beloveds. Let me check out this chat. Shalom, my beloved says shalom. Brother Selah Yahuwah, welcome to you as well, your family, your household. Happy prep day to you all. That makes sense. Okay, all praises. Let me go up a little bit. What is this? Okay, yes, I read that thing. They saying black is a status. I'm light skinned brother. Okay, that's right. They say black is a status. I'm a light skinned brother. And you know what they're trying to say? The status is they're trying to acknowledge that you got a slight supremacy. They think we get slight supremacy. We get treated better. And to some extent, in history and pictures and advertisement and media, they do that. And that's unfortunate. And I can't stand that stuff. Not saying no. I really can't stand the fact that they have used this to keep our people divided from one another. And in this Willie Lynch letter, well, this is actually the Willie Lynch book, okay, tells you how they said have the dark slave against the light slave. It's ridiculous. And then we got some people saying, if you're with the understanding that if you're light skinned, you could be mixed or you could be baby. You got to be careful. You got to be careful because some people who could particularly be light doesn't mean they have Caucasian blood in them. Or someone who's all completely dark doesn't mean they're all the Most High or all Shem. They could be mixed with Ham. That's probably the reason. Or they could just be all Shem. Like at the end of the day, flesh is not supposed to be the quickener. It's the spirit that's the quickener. And that's found in John 6. John 6, verse 63. It is the spirit that quickeneth. The flesh profited unto you. The flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. So if we're reading the word and people want to try to judge things according to flesh by the word, then they're in error. Yes, in times it's not nothing wrong saying who is your dad, because that was how that's what it is in the word. So-and-so begot so-and-so, and they took record of so-and-so begot so-and-so, begot so-and-so. So we're not going to get simple. The words of the Father are spirit and life. So when we come into the words of the Father, we operate in spirit and in truth. And in that, we have to find out what you made of. Who's your daddy? Okay, your earth daddy is that. Okay, who your spiritual daddy is then now? What fruits are you showing me? Okay. See what I'm saying, family? All right. So let's get back into Psalms 119 really quick. And this I got from Amazon. This is the Willie Lynch letter, and it's The Making of a Slave. It's a work by Willie Lynch, now brought to you by this new edition of a timeless classic. They call our oppression a classic, family. Let me just read something out here real quick. The breaking process of an African woman. This is what they got in here. This is what they got in this book, family. Oh, there's something else I want to show you. The study on how they watch us, how we shop. They got Let's Make a Slave. Cardinal principles for making a Negro. Cardinal principles. They are of the cardinal man. They are of the flesh. This is what they do. This is what they do, family. Cardinal principles for making a Negro. So their principles are of cardinality. They put on the cardinal man. They are a cardinal man.
Mommy,
yes, beloved.
the Chinese people's down.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the Chinese people's all down.
Why? What they do, Zebby? They think they're better than us, don't they?
They're not.
That's right, they're not.
They got Chinese food and it's unclean.
That's right. Who they think they is feeling us that nasty stuff? That's why nobody eat their nasty food now, right? High five. Now, give it to me down low. In the middle. In the middle. In the middle. All praises. The Negro marriage. Controlled language. Yeah, family. This is all up on the Willie Lynch letter, family. Yes, we are exposing these heathens left and right, family. This is exactly what time it is. Mind you, while America is falling. That's right. Babylon is falling. So let's go to the introduction, family. This is the making of a slave. Let me show y'all. Now let's see what our oppressors in their books, because they never thought a Negro would read. They didn't count on us reading, family. So with reading, let us expose them. How is Esau's hidden thing sought out? Introduction. This speech was said to have been delivered by Willie Lynch on the bank of the James River. Who? James. And the heathens did what? And they conquered lands and named them after themselves. In the colony of Virginia in 1712, Lynch was a British slave owner in the West Indies. He was invited to the colony of Virginia in 1712 to teach his methods to slave owners there. To teach his methods. They're like, this is a hero. West Indies. Who was in the West Indies, family? The tribe of Levi. Benji and Judah. Because he said we was going to be together in captivity. It's some Judah over there too. It ain't just Judah over here in America. Greetings, says this brute beast dog. Gentlemen, greetings, fellow aliens and fellow brute beasts. I greet you like a dog that I am here on the bank of the James River in the year of our demonic demon, 1112. He noticed he said our LORD. Need I remind you, LORD is meant to be there because they worship Baal. Talking about 1712. Okay, on the 1000, basically 1712. First, I shall thank you, you brute beast fellow dogs of the colony of Virginia, for bringing me here. I am here to help you solve some of your rebellion. All praises. Thank you, Zebediah. Give me Kitch. Oh, up, Yush. I know my glass looks strange, y'all. This is what the daggone dishwasher done did. I had the steam on too high. But we're going to be all right, though. We're going to make it through the storm. All right. I'm here to help you solve some of your rebellion with your slaves. Your invitation reached me on my modest plantation, your demonic plantation in the West Indies, where I have experimented with some of the newest and still the oldest methods for control of slaves. Ancient Rome would envy us Ancient Rome would envy us if my program is implemented, as our boat sailed south on the James River, named for our illustrious king. Who was their king? James. What Bible do we have? They got BAL all up in there, and our father's name being removed. King James Bible, brought to you by the brute beast. Now, I understand, family. It's the only one in print that has it's closer to our stuff because of it wasn't, they didn't think then they needed to try to hide the truth from us because we were going to be destroyed anyway. So then when we as a people starting to wake up and start reading, they had to say, we got to come up with new versions, because if they get to that King James version, when they were where they were back in those days, they're not like they was when we established that King James Version Bible. So this is why a majority of our people have always hung on to the KJVs, because this us rebuking them out of this very Bible is also a prophecy to let you very well know that in the very times that you have brought us down, in the very attack, in the very plan and the snare that you built for us, it worked for our good. Because we found good old-fashioned Deuteronomy 28:68 all up in it. So thank you to the Father. So they're saying ancient Rome, peep that, would envy them. He said old and new, so that means he had to go from, notice, our books, our commandments, our statutes, our Torah is teachings of the old and the new. It's for our learning, right? Well, these daggone demons, you know where they get their teachings from? Ancient Rome, family. Ancient Rome, which would mean he's speaking from a perspective that we are acknowledge ourselves to be the rebirth of Rome. Okay. All praises. Bless all praises. Hallelujah. Pardon me, family, really quick. Come on now. I'm trying to text my sis. I rebuke you, unclean spirits. Yes, just want to say hallelujah and thank you. Somebody cooking on the grill right now. Okay. I saw, okay, is it Virginia's Raver of our King, whose version of the Bible we cherish? Whose version of the Bible we cherish? I can't make this up, family. It's in here. Where is it at? King River. You get this book off of Amazon. It's very, very cheap. Okay. Where was I at? Name registration key version. Which Bible we cherish? I saw enough to know that your problem is not unique. It ain't nothing new. He's saying this is old rebellion. So that's why the president them ain't really pressed. Why they saying about everything's going on? They're like, this ain't nothing unique. Pull out that old records of Willie Lynch. In other words, get rough. Donald Trump just basically gave a few words that Willie Lynch had to give a whole speech on. He just summarized it up for the simple so that we wouldn't realize. Oh, no, he made it quite clear. We all get it. When the looting gets to shooting. He just declared death upon his own people. And the Most High heard it. You mean to tell me you want people to be shot that are looters? Then we know when the Father judges righteously, it begins with the head, right? He don't come for the small. He went to Adam first. Oh. Adam, where are you? The woman you gave me. Okay. Now I'll go to her. Then once he deals with the head, he's going to deal with the body. The governments have already been shaken. He's dealing with the body now. And I'm going to continually to deal with the body. Hallelujah for that. He says, while Rome used cords of wood as crosses for standing human bodies along its highways in great numbers. So there we have it. From their confession, yes, our Mashiach was hung on a cross. Like they use as the street lights. When you see street light or these things, they got cross. They're like the shape of a cross. I'm going to read it again. While Rome used cords of wood as crosses for standing human bodies along its highways in great numbers, you are here using the tree and the rope. Let's not put all this work into trying to put crosses together and pull them up, because what Rome had to do was break their legs and then bring them down. So Rome did too much work. Family, we don't have time for that. This is what he's trying to say. This is his perception. This is where he's coming from. Just get you an old-fashioned tree and get you some rope. In other words, I'm going to give you a new way to crucify and to kill these people. This wicked, brute beast. But it's okay, for it is written, we are not above our master. And as his servants, this was a part of our penalty. And we understand now. We're not murmuring or complaining. Okay. You are here using the tree of rope on occasions. On occasions. Oh, 4th of July, occasion. Oh, pick a nigga day, occasion. Oh, holidays, occasion. I just feel like hanging, occasion. You lied on me, occasion. You won't give me no sex, occasion. You looked at me, occasion. You're sitting on the bench feeding the birds, occasion. So it went from hanging us on trees with rope to just on occasion to shooting us down in the streets on occasion. I caught the whiff of a dead slave hanging from a tree a couple miles back. You're not only losing valuable stock by hangings. When he said I caught a whiff, in other words, he was like, I was disgusted when I smelled that Negro hang. Breathe in, breathe out. And this is the exercise I learned last night while I'm trying to overcome and try to have Abba deliver me from anger, because I do not want to operate in anger. I want to operate in righteousness. And so when I was watching videos that make me upset, what I begin to do is after I hear the words, it goes somewhere. And in my bosom, in my being, I feel the boiling of my blood and I feel the frustration and the anger begin to ignite. And what I do is I let it go. I release it. I release it. I let it go. It's the same thing. That is the action of the word forgiveness. Not saying, I forgive you, you're right. See, forgiveness to a dead one looks like it's weakness. Forgiveness to the upright one means I'm being healed. Because when I did that, that expression, that feeling, that was not, it didn't feel good in me, family. It actually makes me feel sick. Holding on to anger really hinders you. So, breathing in, breathing out. Because they're telling us, some of us, when you have children, while you're having your contraction or your labor pains, breathing actually makes you feel not the pain. I'm telling you, as a mother, when I did it, I took it serious. And they're like, you're breathing, you're doing so great with your breathing. Keep it up, keep it up. You're breathing so well. While Jacob is being born right now, while we're going through the birth pains, breathe, brothers and sisters. Come on. And let it go. Even in our songs, breathe, stretch, shake, and let it go. Okay? He said, not only you losing valuable stock by hangings, you are having uprisings. Slaves are running away. Your crops are sometimes left in the fields too long for maximum profit. You suffer occasional fires. Your animals are killed. Brute beast. You know what your problems are. I don't need to elaborate. I'm not here to enumerate your problems. I'm here to introduce you to a method of solving them. In my bag here, in his bag, his old pocketbook, I have a foolproof method for controlling your black slaves. I guarantee every one of you that if installed correctly, it will control the slaves for at least 300 years. My method is simple. That's why they had to come up with the Jim Crow, because that it expired. Any member of your family or of your overseer can use it. I have outlined a number of differences among the slaves, and I take these differences and make them bigger. I use fear, distrust, and envy for control purposes. These methods have worked on my modest plantation in the West Indies, and it will work throughout the South. Take this simple little list of differences and think about them. On top of my list is age, but it's there only because it starts with an A. The second is color or shade. This little demon here, he thought he was so bright, didn't he? He thought his IQ was so up there. I even got this thing in alphabetical order. Starts with an A. It's really working, family. I believe I was going to deliver me from this anger, and I will no longer be moved by my emotions or feelings. I will walk in the spirit and be moved of the spirit and nothing else. Oh, praises. Thank you, Zebediah. Zion. Thank you, my big boy. Oh, what you make me? You said you was going to do it and you did it.
Yeah, so I think it was.
Oh, that's turkey sausage, by the way. Oh, thank you. Okay, go ahead and get it for me, baby. All right. He said, the second is color or shade. There is intelligence, size, sex, sizes of plantations, status on plantations, attitude of owners, whether the slaves live in the alley or hill, east, west, north, south, had fine hair. I'm sorry, did the slave have fine hair, coarse hair, or it's tall or short? Now that you have a list of differences, I shall give you an outline of action. But before that, I shall assure you that distrust is stronger than trust, and envy stronger than adulation, respect, or admiration. This is the confession that the breaking of our laws. This is a demon brute beast giving you that what do you call this? The manual of iniquity, manual of rebellion, manual of disobedience, and the manual of anti our Father. If you can't trust somebody, that means they're a liar. They're not. You can't trust them. He said, "Distrust is stronger than trust." That's what he said. This is what a brute. This is how brute beasts think. Now they think that this only applies to us, but what they fail to realize is that you had this. You're the one with the disease. You didn't count that they were going to begin to trust each other again. You didn't think that the Father Spirit was going to have them not see their differences no more and come together. The heck with this fine hair or coarse hair. It wouldn't really matter if you are a native or if you're a Negro. You're going to understand that you're going to have to come together and stop these stupid stuff, no matter where you're scattered. Oh, we got the alley slaves fighting against the East Coast slaves, and we got the West Coast slaves fighting against the ones on the hill. Oh, the slaves against the ones with the fine hair. They got the coarse hair. We got the young against the old. Oh, this was their sport. Our oppression was their sport, family. Oh, Zion. Bless him. He told me he was going to make breakfast in bed for me. Well, me and Daddy yesterday, we was in bed. He said, I'm gonna make y'all breakfast. I'm gonna make y'all some breakfast tomorrow. Excuse me. Zion said, I'm gonna make y'all sausage, toasted strudel, waffle, and toast. I said, baby, that's a lot of starch. Bless his heart. So y'all look at Zion's little plate. He featured me kibasi sausage and turkey sausage and a waffle. Bless his heart. All praise to the Father for that. Okay. The black slaves, after receiving this indoctrination, now, why do you think it's saying black slaves? There were other slaves too. But this letter is for the ones that was rising up. That means the black ones were revolting. It was Judah who was getting tired. The other ones were just, because he said that Judah shall rise up. So they didn't have it in them to rise. So when people say it's us rising up and all these people trying to join us, don't try to join us, keep your mouth. Keep your mouth. Because if you then fulfill something and then try to hinder that which you were supposed to do, you have become a breach. You have become a stumbling block. None of us are worthy to get in our place of where we are as creatures. Tell the other creatures who is not worthy of the Father, who is not of the Father, without discerning the acts and the works. Okay. The black slaves, after receiving this indoctrination, shall carry on and will become self-refueling and self-generating for hundreds of years, maybe thousands. Don't forget, you must pitch the old black male versus the young male, and the young black male against the old black male. You must use dark-skinned slaves versus light-skinned slaves, and the light-skinned slaves versus the dark-skinned slaves. You must use the female versus the male, and the male versus the female. You must also have white servants and overseers who distrust all blacks. That's what you call the white porous with supremacy. You see, it's the whites in power. Then you got the ones who are like white trash. They think they're better just because of the attitude of supremacy that their government gives them. You ain't nothing but trash, but you think that you're all this in a bag of chips. You live right next door to me, but yet you think you're better than me. You living right in my community, but you think you're better than me. What affects me can affect you too. But yet they're made to be overseers. To oversee and make sure we stay in destruction, and to make sure that their manual of wickedness is something that we perpetuate continually. So what are we talking about here, family? We're talking about the dark slaves against the light. We're talking about the young men against the elder. We're talking about the young women against the mother. We're talking about lawlessness up in here. Willie Lynch's letter was all about lawlessness. So they destroyed us by teaching us to be lawless. When our Mashiach said, love yourself, love your brothers and sisters. Our whole law is about love. People say they love someone. They can't even say the word love. They don't even, if you don't know the commandments, love should not be a part of your vocabulary. and said you must also have white servants and overseers. So have some Irish slave. Well, Irish people were in slavery too. That was just a part of the okie doke. Some white people are joining us too. That's just part of the okie doke. Some white people it's a part of the okie doke. So that when we begin to have arguments, our arguments don't seem valid because it's about 4 or 5 other white people got shot too. White people died too. Really? Do they? I ain't never seen no white person get got mistreated. I mean, they'll probably be oppressed. They'll probably go to jail. They'll probably get misused, but they're still above the earth. They're not gonna kill their own. And I honestly don't believe they arrested them. I want to see all they behinds and cuffs going into the prisons. Now the pictures of them with the little outfits, that's cute. That's quaint. Why we couldn't see them going into jail? Why does everything have to be? Why was there rebuke in secret? That's okay. Because the Most High is going to he's going to get them open rebuke. It's already open. There's no way they're going to be able to hide. But it is necessary that your slaves trust and depend on us. Hear this, family. And this is in capital. Okay? It's right here. Necessary that your slaves trust and depend on us. They must love, respect, and trust only us. Love, trust, and respect only them, but don't love and trust and respect their own. Manuel Satan. Meanwhile, he a good old Christian talking about our King James Bible, which we hold dear. And this is the river. We're on the river of King James. Standing on James River, standing on his word, our good old Bible. Our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Took our records and put theirs and planted themselves in there. So when everybody who depends on the government was now starting to see that we're under this quarantine and things of the such, and things are going crazy, the people that once depended on you, when they realize that they can't trust you no longer and they don't respect you no longer, they're not going to love you. See, the Most High is not mocked. Whatsoever man shall he sow, whatsoever man sow, that shall he reap. If you sold Mr. Willie Lynch, Brute Beast with Lynch and the kind of his sort, he sold us this book, which they call a classic to this day. Classic, a real, genuine, organic classic of this day. Simply lets me know what's going to happen to the ones of this for this. So I'm able to breathe again. I'm able to breathe again. Praise the Father, I'm breathing again. Because I know his word says that they shall be desolate. They shall be of desolation and destroyed forever. So while your little plans was supposed to destroy us for 300 years and maybe thousands, Abba said not so, because he didn't give you demons that much time to rule. Brute beasts like myself. When he says gentlemen, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying like myself, but I'm reading like I'm putting in what I want to say, because he's not a gentleman. They're not gentlemen, and he's not human. Brute beasts like myself, these kits are your keys to control. Use them. Have your wives and children use them. Never miss an opportunity. If used intensely for 1 year, the slaves themselves will remain perpetually distrustful. Thank you, fellow brute beast. So when other white people are standing up saying it was taught to them, they're basically letting you know, yeah, their ancestors took heed to their laws. See, this was their laws. When Willie Lynch came to speak to them, he was known as a figure of authority. He was like a lawgiver. He was giving out You know, this was like Moses talking to us in Sinai. But this is Satan talking through this demon to his children's on how to keep the chosen seed scattered. Then years later, because some of them march with us, or some of them want some our black men, or some of them want a black woman, we're supposed to believe that you care for us or you love us. Now I want to read one more thing about business owners, because a lot of our people saying don't buy. So what's the day? They said they was going to do that on the 7th. They was trying to, the TI was trying to declare a blackout where people are not going to be buying. Well, we on blackout for Shabbat. Every Shabbat, we not buying and selling from them. Check this out. It's called Let's Make a Slave. Okay, this is chapter 2. It was the interest and business of us slaveholders to study human nature. What they would call that today is psychology. Okay, getting in your heads. And the slave nature in particular with a view to particular results. Practical results, excuse me. And many, I'll read that again. It was the interest and business of slaveholders to study human nature, examine and watch. And the slave nature in particular, with a view of practical results. I and many of them attained astonishing proficiency in this direction. They had to deal not with earth, wood, and stone, but with men, and by every regard they had for their own safety and prosperity, they needed to know the material on which they were to work, conscious of the injustice and wrong they were every hour perpetrating and knowing what they themselves would do. Were they the victims of such wrongs? That's what's going on now. We're seeing them slaughter our brothers and sisters and stuff. They're trying to put us back in fear because Judah woke up. Then when that didn't work, they want to kneel with us, trying to soften us, trying to give us some syphilis-filled blankets, smallpox, or whatever you want to call it. They were constantly looking for the first signs of the dreaded retribution. They watched, therefore, with skilled and practiced eyes and learned to read with great accuracy the state of mind and heart of the slave through his stable face, unusual sobriety. They're knowing that. So that what they were studying was this. It was like, we give you this kit. Now you have to examine the outcome of this kit. Like when they do studies show, or scientists say. That's just what they do. They're watchers. I can't tell you how many times I'll be outside and I feel my neighbor's eyes on me. I know when this brute beast is staring at me. I used to take my finger and flicker off when I'll be like in my flower bed and I'll flicker off. Like when you looking at me, you're gonna see this. But I don't do this no more. I don't let her spirit affect me no more. It's not going to be a reflection. It's going to be deflected back. It's going to go right back. Because that's the same one that curses people out, flicks middle birds, and just thinks that if you're on the road and you're driving too slow, I'll go around you. Like that kind of mindset. That's unrighteousness. Racism, all in the heart. Because they are seeds of racists. They are seeds of the wicked. They are the seeds of the ones who took their children to go see our ancestors be slung and castrated and all that stuff and passed out cards and stuff on occasions, for the occasions that they would just feel like brutally beating us. They said through his sable face, unusual sobriety, apparent abstraction, soulness, and indifference indeed. Any mood out of the common was afforded ground for suspicion and injury. Do you hear this? So if our faces aren't just like, if our faces what they would call it, sable, like you just look like I'm just minding my business. Like, you ever notice when you see white people and when they want to act like they're friendly, they'll do that little stupid mouth thing. Hold on. Go ahead, princess. Hold on. That little stupid thing they do with their lip when they be like, that little stupid fake smile. It's to make your face give them a high, because our nature is upright. So if you show us a little bit of like niceness, we're liable to do over and beyond. Like, you see black cops trying to overkill our people, shucking and jiving for master. That's the negative of our nature. But the positive of our nature could actually be if they was just to say, hey, we're sorry, like we'll say, that's when our people say we just want equality. That's the way of the good nature of them, not knowing that you want to be upright with a demon. But however, you just, okay, can we just be normal? Will you go to jail and ask any serial killer, can you please stop killing? What does America do with serial killers? They put them in jail, right? Death row, right? That's the only option, right? Death. Same with them. They're going to have to be killed. They're going to have to be destroyed. And that's why the Most High said, he's going to say, he said, in 1 hour shall all of your things become. Guess what? In the same hour of protest and all this kind of stuff, there's famine in Minneapolis. That same place, they in lines now looking for grocery stores. But he said that in my children's place, in Zion, there shall be no famine. Who was out there feeding some of them? Zion. Black brothers and sisters out there cooking on the grill, stuff like that, feeding people. Canned goods on the street. And I saw also a Caucasian family that did it too. A sister, the girl had tattoos on her, and she said it was white supremacists doing stuff. So here she was, Caucasian, speaking against white supremacy. So she had an upright heart from where she's at in her nation. So they don't teach their own people righteousness because they can't. But those that are of the unrighteous fold and begin to start going against that, they rebel against theirs. They're rebelling against the wicked nature. And us rebelling against being slaves is us rebelling against our disobedience against our Father. So rebellion in those senses are righteous and they're necessary. They're necessary, family. Because our kingdom suffered violence. Their kingdom needs to. Remember, you reap what you sow. And when it comes back, it's going to come back more. He talked about fires in here. It talked about uprisings in here, running away in here, killing the animals. Our people was never about that nonsense. But what they failed to realize was that the real only thing that was going to get y'all out was trusting and loving and obeying the Most High, his laws. Okay. So when they see you have, like it says, a sudden change in face, it's like a warning for them. Like, it's a suspicion. When they say you're suspicious, my whole persona is they get intimidated by your presence, family. Walk in a room with a bunch of white people and see if they're not going to stare at you like, I see the Amish little simpleton kids looking at me. And I'll be like, hi. That was how I was when I was in my rat China bag. But now, you know what I'm going to do to them? I'm going to smile and say, we got next. No. We got now. Or I'll hit them with a scripture with a lovely smile. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with a sword shall be killed with a sword. And here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Hallelujah. Because yesterday I was riding when I went to go get my lovely little dress. I got skirts and stuff today and took my baby girl and little ones to the store. I was at a stop sign and I was playing this song. I know it's an old song by Juanita Baum. Shake us again. Shake us again. Only you can shake us again. Hold on, my allergies. And so when I was singing that song, I was parked next to like a Suburban with an Amish lady in the back and like white people, drivers in front. So because in my area, Amish people pay, regular civilians to take them places, stuff like that. So I could tell that she was like, they weren't like all Amish. Well, I'm in the car and I couldn't help. I had my windows down. I'm just singing. I'm praising. I'm like, hallelujah. I'm the Spirit's on me. I'm in the zone at the stoplight. Okay. And she looks over at me with this little stupid smirk, like she's like laughing. I said, "You're going into captivity, devil. You can laugh and smile all you want to, devil. Mind you, at this stop sign across the street, there's a Caucasian holding a sign saying Black Lives Matter." And I'm looking at him, and at first I was like, Then I said, no, I'll just beat the horn and say, thank you for what you're doing. Because my husband said he went and got those two guys water and a sandwich. Guess what? Even if they're being paid to do it and they're not right, with my house, said, baby, when you gave them that water and them sandwiches, what they realized was like, gee, we're out here, if we're doing this out of the wrong heart, that sandwich and water is going to convict you to show you these people do matter. We're the ones that's wrong. Something's not right with us. Here we're standing up here with a sign saying Black Lives Matter. Okay. And they came and brought us water and a sandwich. I'm not going to be too long because I'm going to start getting some stuff done. Because I know my husband got the chicken ready for me. If I can go ahead and get it seasoned. Okay. They said they were constantly looking for the first signs of the dreaded retribution. So in other words, retribution, like what you going to give me for what you did to my brother? They was always looking like, did anybody get in trouble for that? We were formed to reprove them. A person who's formed to reprove is a one who oversees things that aren't right. So when they were told to be overseers of us, that was just backwards. That was the slave watching the master in chaos. That's not so. Let's change this picture around. Okay, let's put the slave in chaos, and then the master showed him how to get out of it by his way. There's righteousness. See what I'm saying, family? See what's going on in this chat. Well, there's a lot of verses saying the Most High is like a warrior when he defends his people. That's right, Noise Marine. That's absolutely right. Proverbs 12:7. All praises. Let me get that real quick. Proverbs 12:7. Shake us again early in the morning before the break of day. Fill us with your power and shake us again. Shake us in the morning, bright morning. Okay, Juanita sang that song, y'all. Okay, keep Juanita in prayer that she come back to the Father in righteousness. Proverbs 12:7. Don't forsake us as you shake us again. The wicked are overthrown and are not, but the house of the most righteous shall stand. Come on. And let me tell you, when we talk about the house, we're not talking about just their houses. When the Most High says the house, it's the house, like they say, the House of Representatives, the house of whatever, the White House. Well, he's talking about the house of the wicked. So all of the wicked, because he's dealing with your covering. So when the Most High judges your covering, you're going to deal with the repercussions for him dealing with your head. So the Father is dealing with your head, which is the wicked one. So y'all are seeing your house is being overthrown because your houses were not falling upon the rock, but your house was falling upon sand. And when that water comes, it's going to be like quicksand. Come on now. All right, let's go back to the little letter, John. I want to show y'all something. Where they talk about how we are as buying and selling. Okay, understand. In everything, in all of their education, it has been brought to them through our oppression, and they have learned through our oppression. They have gained prosperity through our oppression. They have gained wisdom and knowledge through our oppression. But when our deliverance is coming, that is going to shake the foundation on which they stand. What they call themselves? We might be different tribes, but they said we are one nation under Satan. So they were on one accord. They were on one place, all on one accord. And look what their oneness of wickedness has done. It's like if we can come together in righteousness and be of a great effect, then those coming together on wickedness is going to cause some effects. Excuse me, my allergies. So I want to look at one of the excuse me, so sorry. The dad one allergies. That's my third day no allergy medicine. I'm gonna keep on. All right, princess. It's not my mother, not my father, but it's you, oh yeah. Hey. Hallelujah. Let me eat some of this waffle so he don't feel like I don't appreciate what he gave me. I did wash my hands too. All right. So we were always said they were, so what they're saying from the studies after we done did like 4 or 5 hangings like this from the kit that you gave us, they were watching and waiting to see what was going to be done. Because remember, when this thing first started coming around our people, I don't know what the manner of what they were going through before, because Esau are cowards. They probably was just trying to chase them and kill. Yeah, that's what they were doing. They were hanging them on the crosses. That's what they were doing. Because he said over here, you're wasting too much stock and you're losing your worker if you do that. Don't let them die right away. You got to put them through the torture. You got to let them go through this. That's what he's saying. And they did that also to our king. And they knew who we were. And they said, because you his people, we're going to do you like we did him. We don't care about your king. Like on the Lion King. When the hyena said, do you know what we do to little cubs when they step outside of their kingdom? He said, do you know what we do to people that step outside of their kingdom? Do you know what we do, the demons say, to you upright ones when you step outside of your father's commandments? Do you know what we do to you? We'll hang you, we'll shoot you, we'll give you a disease, we'll give you, oh, they're going to make sure they get you filled up. What's up, beloved? All right. Oh, Father. All right. See, it says, they were constantly looking for the first signs of the dreaded retribution. They watched, therefore, with skilled and practiced eyes and learned to read with great accuracy. The state of mind. Now, what spirit, what do you think helped them to learn? The Comforter. The Comforter, family. Yes. The spirit of truth. They would hear them talking. Like the one who was pouring the drink, the coffee for the one who, the house, our house brother that was in the house pouring the coffee for him, reading the newspaper, and he's behind him, listening to him and watching him. And as he says each word, he's watching what he's saying. Like y'all watching us, we're watching y'all. They watch, therefore, with skilled eyes, with skilled and practiced eyes. They're trying to say okay. So this is what they're saying. They must have been skilled. How are we skilled to read if we don't even know your language? So they know what they're trying to say. So we got skills. In other words, we got gifts from our Father, wisdom and knowledge from our Father on y'all stuff. Our people have spoken every language. Our people, the Most High's chosen, speaks all languages. They watch, therefore, with skilled and practiced eyes and learn to read with great accuracy. They didn't like that. The state of mind and heart of the slave through his stable face, unusual sobriety, apparent abstractions, solemnness, and indifference indeed. So they're studying our face expressions when certain things happen. So that when they see the kind of expressions, they know what's going on with us. They want to be a psychologist. They want to be in your head. They want to be the father who can discern the heart. But that's against the Father. You're not of the Father. Only the Father can judge the heart and discern the hearts of a man. So a person that wants to study someone and watch you, they're trying to be like a judge. Watch me, examine me for what? What are you looking at? What do you want? They want your position. They want your love of the Father. They have been resisted. They have been rejected. So that's why they try to make their own religion. And our Bible right here on the James River, our sovereign King James, the Bible that the version we use. So that means there were other versions, which was had the Father's name up in there. Obviously, check this out. It goes apparent abstraction, solenness, and indifference indeed. Any mood out of the common was afforded ground for suspicion. Any mood out of the common. So if they expect you to always be that like a comedian, like if they want you to be a black, because that's the only time we have black leaders when we're comedians. When they start hearing our comedians like start talking about and liberating our people, that's suspicious. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me Ricky Smiley talking about loving his people, and you mean to tell me Kevin Hart is talking about something got to change? Or you mean to tell me they don't just trust us? They don't just love us. They love their people? Oh, no. Oh, no. It's time to lynch one. It's time to lynch one. We got to kill another one. Or no. Maybe we should try to come like a harmless serpent to them. Please, I don't want to fight with you. Just please, come on, let's take a knee together. How about you get on that other knee and lick the dust off the ground, like Isaiah says in the scriptures? You're going to bow down before us and lick the dust off our feet. How about you do that? Don't kneel on one knee for me. And you cops make me sick. You don't make me nothing. You cops disgust me. When you want to be jumping on the bandwagon of kneeling down. But when Colin Kaepernick did it, he was a whole black sheep. He was a whole problem. It goes to show you everything we got, they want. Everything we do, they want to do. Copycats. Just like their dad. Wanting to be like our father. You're not like our father, devil. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's wrong with them? Talking about any apparent abstractions or solenness and indifference indeed, any move out of the common was afforded ground for suspicion and inquiry. Frederick Douglass, Let's Make a Slave, is a study of the scientific process of man breaking and slave making. It describes the rationale and results of the Anglo-Saxons' ideas and methods of ensuring the master/slave relationship. Let's Make a Slave, the original and development of a social being called the Negro. Now, let me just give y'all an example real quick on a master and slave. You want to understand what our kingdom is going to be like if you're Caucasian and listen to me. When you see the movie, if you ever seen the movie Coming to America, and he had the servant, I can't remember that brother's name. What is that brother's name? Hold on. Babe. What's the guy's name that was with Eddie Murphy? What's his name? It was the servant to Eddie Murphy. Arsenio Hall. I'm gonna forget that. Arsenio Hall, right. So Arsenio was the servant to Simi. Yeah, it's Simi. Simi was the servant to Eddie Murphy, right? Did you see how Simi was though? Simi, I said that, babe. I said that, babe. He can't hear me back there. Bless his heart. And so, but did you see though? Even when the father came to restore his child to come back home, he saw him. He was working, doing all these. What is my son doing? He's doing what? And then he said, "You're on punishment, or you shall be punished." He banded them to the best hotels and all this stuff. He get out of here. Or in other words, you see how Simi was treated. You see how the melanated people treat their servants. He wasn't like, you're a devil. A servant was like your friend, like your companion, your helper. You're not supposed to treat a servant less than you treat an animal. But then guess what? They treated animals less than what they were supposed to be for. They broke horses, and that's even in here. They compared to breaking the Negro like they would do a horse. Let us make a slave. What do we need? First of all, we need a black nigger man, a pregnant nigger woman, her baby nigger boy. Second, we will use the same basic principle that we use in breaking a horse, combined with some more sustaining factors. What we do with horses is that we break them from one form of life to another. So they took them from the wild life and made them domesticated. Took us from our domesticated life and made us wild. Does that make sense, family? But this is what Satan has done with the creation of the Most High. See, the Most High made everything for its own purpose and to stay in its law and obey and be good. But Satan said, no, 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 no. I don't like it like that. I don't like the wild beast being the wild beast. I want the wild beast to be domesticated, and I want the domesticated humans to be wild beasts. That's not good. We're looking at the creation of Satan. Satan has done this. So when people say, is there a God out here? Well, how can you question if there's a God when you can't see there's a wicked one? How can you not question him? Question the wicked one. Don't question the righteous one. Because the righteous one ain't got, he authorized it, but he's not doing this. I mean, it's not his will that this should be this way. Abba's not happy with death. His son dying was to conquer death and sin and hell and the grave. Games is over. It's time to stop trying to get in the system to fight. But exactly, time to spiritually go against the system. That's right. Harvest is plenty, but the workers are few. And that's why he said, pray for the laborers. Pray that somebody will want to be bold enough to get out here and declare righteousness to their face. See, all the ones who was out there in the corners before, I'm forced to believe you are not of my Father. Because guess what you did when the troubles came? You fled. You barked not. You are a dumb dog. If you were outside on the corners speaking, thus saith the Most High, because I'm going to tell you, being a woman, oh, if I was a man, it'd be a lot different things around here. It'd be, I'm going to tell you right now, in righteousness, there'd be a lot of heads on the bar. It'd be a lot of heads rolling down the streets. Trust and believe me, you. But because Abba's placed me here in the country, Abba knew to not have me near the cities. He knew not to have me in the cities. But guess what? He's calling for us to come forth now. I think this is a righteous thing if I, as a woman, go forth and take my bullhorn and my scriptures and my books and my chauffeur and show these devils what time it is. That would make every single other camp who was before us, yeah, wouldn't that make you look ashamed? You ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Because y'all quiet when you need to be declaring amongst the Gentiles. Now, there's a bunch of devils and threats out there, and you ain't saying nothing. Then you got people out here saying they're going to do something, and they're still not doing nothing. And like you said, spiritually, and guess what? I don't have to really be in their face to spiritually overcome them. I can be watching them on the cameras and spiritually bring forth revelation. But what I want to finally see surfacing and go trending is Ahaya being exalted in the earth. That's what needs to be up on our time feed. I want to see, here today we have breaking news, a young lady out here, she's reading scriptures, she's rebuking us and condemning us, and not like the Hebrew Israelites, but there's something about her. And next thing you know, it's like, or people, here we have people going home, people crying, oh my goodness, Saturday's here and nobody's buying or selling. What are we going to do? That's breaking news. That's coming up out of them. Be ye separate, come out from amongst them, my people, and take not part of her sins, lest you take part of her plagues. What we do with horses is that we break them from one form of life into another. That is we reduce them from their natural state in nature, whereas nature provides them with the natural capacity to take care of their offspring. We break that natural string of independence from them and thereby create a dependency status so that we may be able to get from them useful production for our business and pleasure. You see that? They got a problem with nature. Aliens, family. They're aliens. Breaking us from our nature. Our nature was to be lawful, was to reform and to reprove these dingbacks, rebellious, filthy, dog brute beasts. Wait, did I skip a page or something? I'll do the doggone thing, family. So when we stop dealing with their businesses, they have no pleasure. Not just their businesses as in monetary gain. I'm talking about their business. Get out their business. Voting, that's none of my business. Your economics, America, that's none of my business. Cops getting shot, that's none of my business. Buildings burning up, that's none of my business. Sipping my tea, that's none of my business. Like Kermit the Frog. Get like Kermit in the building. Kermit with some fringes on. Kermit with keeping the laws. Kermita, okay, with her head covering. Get like Miss Kermit and be like, I ain't pressed. Come on, that's just for a little laughter real quick for you. Cardinal principles for making a Negro. For fear that our future generations may not understand the principles of breaking both of the beasts together, the nigger and the horse, we understand that the short-range planning economics results in periodic economic chaos. So that to avoid turmoil in the economy, it requires us to have breadth and depth in long-range comprehensive planning, articulating both skill-sharp perceptions. We lay down the following principles for long range. We lay down the principles for long range. Comprehensive economic planning. Both horse and niggers are no good to the economy in the wild or natural state. I'm living amongst these Amish folk, and they are wicked to these horses. I get angry. Oh no, I get so upset when I see those horses walking around on the Shabbat, walking around with their ribs showing, or not being fed when they're tied up to a thing while the person's in the store and there's no water there and they can barely move their neck. I be wanting to let them horses free. You know, me and the horses be looking at each other. It's like we know it's like there's a connection between me and the horse. I be looking at the horse. I be telling her, I'll be like, they treat you wrong too? And I'll wait for the Amish to come out. I rebukes the Amish. I right rebuke them. With your dress on and your head covering, you are not holy, baby. Let me let you know that now. They look at me like, where this nigger come from? From Jerusalem. That's where I come from. I sure do rebuke these Amish girls. They be looking at me. First of all, if you wear a dress, your head covered, you look different. They're already angry. They're mad that you don't look like what they wanted you to be. Hoochie mama, all that stuff. They don't like that. I'm married. They see me with a man and children. A family of them? A family of wholesomeness? What is this? Then the mouth opens up and she's talking about something. I'm tormented. I can't take it anymore. So, in other words, family, come back to your natural state and don't be like the beast. Look up inside of Psalms 119 and meditate therein, and let Abba open up your eyes and see the wondrous things out of his law. Today is preparation day. The upright are preparing for their rest. What do? We cook all of we cook a meal for today and we cook another meal for tomorrow. We clean up, we do all our business, we do all our affairs. We do everything we need to do, get our business out the way. So for Abba's day, we're not interfering with our rest and his rest. Okay? And know that he is the master of the Sabbath, and he doeth sanctify them that keep his day. So let's go to that really quick, because I may have someone who's a Christian that's watching me, and I'm going to continue to read. This is Exodus 31:13, and I'm going to be done. I'm sorry. I've been on here for a good while, but we had to get some things, bring some things out. All right. No, I'm not sorry. I'm an overcomer, and I just apologize if I've held you all up. Exodus 31:13. I remember the first time I found the scripture. I loved it, and I never forgot it. Speak thou also unto the children of the Most High, saying, verily my Sabbaths ye shall keep, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that ye may know that I am the Most High that doeth sanctify ye. Ye shall keep the Sabbath, therefore, it is holy unto you. Everyone that defileth it shall surely be put to death. For whosoever do any work therein, that soul shall be cut off from among his people. 6 days may work be done, but in the seventh is the Sabbath of rest, holy to the Most High. Whosoever doeth any work in the Sabbath day, he shall surely be put to death. Wherefore the children of the Most High shall keep. Do you know keeping the Sabbath means you won't die? Breaking the Sabbath is death. Wherefore the children of the Most High shall keep the Sabbath. The children, now it says the children of Israel here, but I say the upright. Anyway, when somebody say, I'm spiritual Israel, well, why are you not spiritually keeping these commandments then? Stop playing with me. Because why? They hate the truth, that their deeds may be reproved. No, why you throw that out there? Because why?
It's broken.
So you wanted to break it again. Tell the truth. You trying to throw that Sandy? You trying to throw that Sandy? That's what you was doing? Okay. Wherefore the children of the Most High shall keep the Sabbath to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations for a perpetual covenant. Whatever's perpetual in the Father's word, it's forever, it's eternal. So if you want a sign, if you are his child, then you better take heed and obey the perpetual covenant. And that is keeping the Sabbath day. And some keep it sundown to sun up because it says the evening and the morning was the next day. However, I particularly keep the Shabbat when the sun comes up. Because you Exodus 16. Is it Exodus? Yeah. Exodus 16. We're going to start at verse. Let's start at verse 5. And it came to pass that on the 6th day they shall prepare that which they bring in, and it shall be as twice as much as they gather. So the 6th day you do more because tomorrow is not going to be a day for you to work. And Moses and Aaron said unto all the children of the upright, at even then ye shall know that the Most High had brought you out of the land of Egypt. So in the evening, when the sun went down, Abba delivered us out of there. So in what you would say, the dark hour was our deliverance, and it's the time of Jacob's trouble, and ye shall be saved out of it. And in the morning, then ye shall see the glory of the Most High, for that he heareth your murmurings. In the morning was the glory. So the sun is like the glory. It glorifies the Father because it's in law. It's a part of His law. So the laws of the Most High, the thing in the creation that obey His laws, give Him glory. Okay. And Moses said, this shall be when the Most High shall give you the evening flesh to eat, and in the morning bread to the full. For that the Most High heareth your murmurings, which ye murmur against him. And what are ye? Your murmurings are not against us, but against the Most High. And Moses spake unto Aaron, saying, all the congregation of the children of the upright, come near before. Okay, let's skip down over here to verse 21. And they gathered it every morning, every man according to his eating. And when the sun waxed hot, it melted. So every rising, our people would gather food. Let's see when the food was not there. And it came to pass that on the 6th day, they gathered twice as much bread. So if they got up on the 6th day, if every day they're gathering in the morning when the sun comes up, the 6th day, what are they doing? They're gathering for that day and for the Shabbat. Okay. 2 omers for one man, and all the rules of the congregation came and told Moses. And he said unto them, this is that which the Most High have said, tomorrow is the rest. This is the 6th day after they gathered, right? So this is the 6th day. They got on up. They're doing twice as much as gathering. And then he said unto them, this is that which the Most High have said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Most High. Bake that which ye will bake today, and see that which we receive at that which remaineth over, lay up for you to be kept until the morning. And they laid it up until the rising, as Moses bade, and it did not stink, neither was there any worm therein. That scripture used to let me know that if I get so tired preparing my food at night and I don't wrap it up or put it in the well, I do wrap it, but if it's on pots on the stove and I don't put it in the fridge, I know I'm gonna eat it again because my father said it won't stink or no worms. It won't rot. So I know it's safe for me to eat because my obedience let me know he gonna keep it. Because what we gonna do if we're in the woods? Or what we gonna do if we ain't got no refrigeration? It's our faith, which is our substance. And Moses said, eat that today, for today is a Sabbath unto the Most High. It's not mentioning any evening here. There's no time of darkness being spoken. Only time you hear about evening was when he's talking about eating flesh, talking about quail. But over here, He told them after they was gathering on the 6th day, they said, okay, we gathered everything and everybody's cooked it. He said, and after they said the leaders had to go to Moses and tell him, everybody has done that which we have commanded us. Okay, and Moses says, okay, this is the, and then he says, this is that which the Most High said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Most High. Bake that which you will bake today, and see that which you will receive today. Now think about it. If you were a merchant back then, and you were selling cattle or something like that, and you don't get off to, like, say the sun is nearly dropping down, don't you think it's righteous that you'll be able to go home and cook although the sun is down because you're still on that 6th day? If that's the case, then how would anybody who was the one selling to those who were coming and buying and preparing all day, when would they have the opportunity to prepare? It's when the sun comes up, it's his glory. It means, okay, it's initiation. This is the initiation of the new day. It's the evening and the morning. Okay, I know the evening is the start of a day, but the new day is instituted by the sun. We know it's daytime because we see the sun. We know it's evening because the sun has gone down. And Moses said, eat that which today, for today is a Sabbath unto the Most High. Today ye shall not find it in the field. So on the 7th day, there was nothing in the field when after the sun came up. So that means even at that evening, there was still stuff provided for them to store and prepare. 6 days ye shall gather it, but on the 7th day, which is the Sabbath, in it there shall be none. And it came to pass that there went out some of the people on the 7th day to gather, and they found none. So what happened? They did not obey the preparation day. So when people disobey the Shabbat by not preparing, you just disobeyed the Shabbat. You just profaned the Shabbat. Because now here your little funny looking self is over here trying to prepare on the rest. And you're not supposed to do that. So, beloveds, funny looking just means you're going to be looking confused, confounded, and simple if you don't do what the Most High is saying. You will be found to be ashamed. And the Most High said unto Moses, how long refuse ye to keep my commandments and my laws? See, for that the Most High have given you the Sabbath, therefore he giveth you on the 6th day the bread of 2 days. Abide ye every man in his place. Let no man go out of his place on the 7th day. And then he said, don't go out of your place on the 7th day. That way you're not tempted to buy, sell, or do anything. This is what Moses was telling the children of Israel in that time. They had to be told to be in their places. Like, you just stay in your Shabbat, you're resting. But now we saw within the times of the days of Yahshua, on the Sabbath day, he was going places. He was going to and fro, and his ministry followed with him. So it's not to say you can't, if you're led to go feed poor, or after a Bible lesson, or if you want to go to the park with your family and sit in the grass with a blanket, or if if you find a way. Not saying that that's not scripture, but what I'm giving to you is if you're going to go out your house on Shabbat, make sure you're keeping Shabbat, like you're keeping it Sabbath. Because some people have to leave their house just to keep it holy, because they might be living with somebody who don't particularly agree. They could be playing music, cussing, it could be all kinds of stuff, and they have to find a way to get out, get away from that, to find rest. So I just don't think it's a sin that if somebody wants to, go outside or go in their backyard or go to a park to find somewhere solitary to read, or if they go to a library or like a cafe and read. Bottom line, your mind's, no, you can't say cafe. Well, I don't know, but some people have to do that just for Wi-Fi access like that. Some people are living in their cars. Some people are, so at the end of the day, I was the judge of our hearts. But just notice it said on the 7th day, they went out to go gather. He told you, did I not give you enough food on the 6th day? So if you wanted to come out, you should have came out at night, or you should while he gave them quail at evening. Notice he said, okay, let me go back to that. He said, and in the morning they shall see. Okay. He said, and this shall be when the Most High shall give you in the evening flesh to eat. So if he gave them flesh in the evening, they got to boil that. They got to pluck that. They got to clean it. That's work in the evening. They're not saying the sun went down. Oh, the Shabbat's here. That's what the Ashkenazi do. They are the children of the darkness. We are the children of the light. How can a man work in the darkness unless he stumble? So I'm not trying to say, okay, well, how can they prepare quail in the dark? In other words, Abba gave you the whole remaining of the 6th day to get what you need to get done. You find yourself with that sun up on the seventh day, trying to get stuff done. You have profaned the Shabbat, and you have disobeyed the command of preparing. Do you know what not being prepared could do to you? It's no different than the parable of the foolish brides who did not have no oil in their vessels. Okay, so this is why I, all day, if I get tired or something backs me up or whatever, say like I gave remaining of my time on this here stream to break bread with y'all. Now I'm gonna go cooking, and I told my husband I want to have me a nice little whole chicken and probably do me some mashed potatoes, some greens and stuff like that. I want to have a nice old hearty one this time. Okay. Then I'm gonna do my lawn. Like so, in other words, sometimes even when I would get tired, I wouldn't get to finish it all. I'll wake up before the sun get up and get things done, and then have work with the Father. And it's I'm telling you, like when Abba gives you a well done, or he says good job, or he says something to you, that's all you need. You don't need man to tell you you're doing something right or wrong. You just need to go to the Word and go to the Father, and he'll say yay or nay. Okay, family. All right, so I love you all so very much, and I appreciate you all tuning in and sacrificing your time and sharing your time with me, and us all being able to give it enlightenment with one another. Hold on, let me see what's going on. But flesh don't really matter. It really don't. Selah, it really don't. The law was put in our inward parts. That's right, beloved. That's right. It was just a sign, a beacon. Exactly, beloved. That's right. That's crazy. You said that my father's middle name is Levi. Wow. Ain't that something? I had a vision of a new earth. It was all transsucculent. Transulant. I said succulent. Transulant. I'm sorry. And that's a really good word. I mean, well, big word. I don't know what that word means. Pretty, would you mind breaking that word down for me, beloved? At pretty, that you see is dark evil gone from here. Oh, snap. So, shalom, Sister Tyra. Welcome, beloved. Happy prep day. Thank you for uplifting activity. Oh, absolutely. All praise to the Father, glory and honor through his spirit, which gives us revelation, understanding, and knowledge and truth. All praises to him, and to him we give him glory and honor. We thank him. We're so humble, because without his mercy, we could not even be here. We would have all been onto Sodom and Gomorrah. All right. So yes, family, it's important for us now to realize what the word says and do it. It's not hard. And guess what? You're gonna have a good feeling. It feels good to be obedient. It feels good to make Father proud. It feels good to know that you have no thing to be ashamed of, because you're not doing deliberate sin. Now, not saying that you're gonna be without some, like, you might not have a thought that you had to put in subjection, or you might not have to curse. See, it's not sin that when you have stuff that you're struggling with and you're dealing with it. It's sin when it's in your life and it's ruling you, and it's something you're serving. And sin is simply transgressing the law. So any transgressions of the law that you are submitting yourself to, thank you, my Zion.
You always wrote this all?
I did. I'm about to summarize. Okay. Yeah, the ants like sugar. That's what they do.
How much sugar?
Translucent, like see through. Okay, so you saying you had a vision of the earth, and it was like you could see through it. I guess most times that the earth is being ready to be revealed and exposed. Darkness is being exposed. We want to see clearly, because a part of the curses was that we was not going to be able to see. We was going to grope at the noonday, like as in the darkness. We wasn't able to see. I once was blind, but now I see. You know what I mean? Exactly. It's right. I feel like a little kid every time Shabbat come. I feel like a little kid. And so that's why I say family. And also what you understand is that being in Shabbat is like Abba covering, passing over you. Okay. I don't know what they have plans for this, what they call the end of a week. But for the rest, Abba says that we're supposed to be in his presence. And also, family, do not forget to pray that our flight be not in the winter. Pray that your flight be not in the winter. And for our sisters and brothers and them have young, I'm not going to say anything beforehand. I'm going to wait. But my Ishi and I have been trying for another one. So praying that I do, because I know that I am delayed for my monthly. So y'all pray for me, because I'm going to get another test and find out tomorrow. I should have took the test like 2 days from now, but I was just so excited I wanted to see you. So y'all pray for us that I will grant us another little one. If it be his will. My husband said he prayed and said Abba's will be done. So Abba's will going to be done, right? Always and forever. So I thank you all for tuning in. Prepare and make this thing fun for your children. Like think of scavenger hunts, like my sister or this one sister shared, where you can get the commandment, say thou shalt not, and then put up on a tree, and then they gotta find the what says lie, and then they gotta put it with that. Like, make the commandments fun for the children. Allow them to help you cook and prepare. Allow them to show them, hey, explain to me what the importance of keeping this up. Why is rest important? Like, we need to understand the importance of rest, because in the Western world, they taught you that work, 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 work. Ooh, I think you like it. They just want you to teach you about getting a check, 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 and all about that money. I'm about that money, and I'm about my money and all this. No, I'm about my Father's business. All right, family. So to you all, have a wonderful prep day. I love you all. Shalom. And sisters, I don't know if y'all have a Gabe store. I pray that my Father let that store go online, because I got this lovely, pretty little dress for $3.99, family. $3.99. So I'm going to ask the Most High for, I should go out there and get some more, so my sisters can be delighted and blessed with a lovely little skirt like this here. Yep. So if you want my email is Hadassah, Hada. It feels like when you're in keeping Shabbat, it feels like you're like hidden. Like, I really feel like can't get me. I really do. Now we know in history that they have slayed, in Maccabees chapter 1, they slayed our people for keeping Shabbat and stuff like that, and vengeance was brought upon them. But however, our people are in rest. Like, they went from that rest to rest. Isn't that beautiful to go from one rest to another rest? So there goes my email, hadassah.ya@yahoo.com. And things of such. If you want, sister wants some nice little cute outfit or something like that, dress skirt or whatever, let me know, and I'll see what I can do to bless you. Okay. If you're having hard times. So I love you all. Pray that you continue to stay in the spirit and not be in the flesh. And when you see something on the live streams, or media or in person, that frustrates you, deep breath. And as you're doing that deep breath, be praying. Say, Father, what will you have me to do about this? Father, or Father, speak to me now. And if you say avenge, avenge. If you say stand, he says stand. If you say go this way or do that, or speak this or what, do it. Happy prep day to you all. Love you. Shalom. I may come back on this evening, but from the times, look at things, I'm going to be busting my butt, because I've got company coming tomorrow, for we're going to be having Shabbat, and depending on the weather, I'm going to try to do some immersions. So until next time, family, or not me, see, my ish want to do the immersions. But until next time, family, see you, love you, stay in the great spirits, and remember, pray. Don't let anger be your ruling agent, because in the story of Naphtali, anger, when it takes a hold of you, it will deceive and blind you. Be ruled by the Spirit of the Father and not by your emotions. Love you, family. Shalom. All right.